All right. And we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast, episode number 87. And it's another glorious Sunday, and we are back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm extremely excited about our special guests, and we've got a big XO 2018 panel breakdown, the dominance of PS Now, and the future of Square Enix to discuss. So we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who is not only one of the most passionate members in our entire gaming community, but also one of the most detailed reviewers in the game. Although this Lord may differ in opinion with some on specific game topics, his infectious positivity will always win you over in the end. Introducing the creator of the DreamcastGuy YouTube channel and panelist of the Spawncast, the Lord we always count on to tell us if a questionable game actually sucks, yet at the same time, always reminds us to keep dreaming. Making his return into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord DreamcastGuy. How you doing, sir?
I'm happy to be here. I think this is my third time on, maybe fourth time on, and every time is a blast. Seriously, thank you so much for having me back.
Absolutely, man. How you been, man? What you been playing? What's been going on with you? You haven't caught up in a while.
So much, man. So many good games, so many bad games. I'm playing this week. I'm playing a bunch of Fallout 76 and Battlefield 5, and both are very different than I thought they were going to be.
Interesting. I know those probably reviews are up. They're going to be going up soon. I know you got a lot of things cooking.
Yeah. Those should be out Tuesday and Wednesday. I think they're going to be out in the next couple of days. Man, I played a lot of them. Man, yeah.
No doubt, the busiest man in show business. Glad to have you back, man. And of course, we have a Lord who is no stranger to the round table. And with the mere mention of his name, you automatically make synonymous with the Xbox brand. This Lord continued meteoric rise has truly been a sight to behold, yet at the same time will always be considered a true friend to the ILP. Introducing the creator and host of the Planet Xbox podcast and member of the Weapon Wheel podcast. By far the best bot in these Xbox streets, and the fearless Lord who is always willing to put his convictions to the test in any live stream or debate. Also making his return into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Kidsmoove. How you doing, sir?
Ah, man, thank you. What an introduction. See, I thought you were just going to repeat the last intro. Good to be back. Thanks for having me back. With Perfect Day, just XO18 just wrapped up, and, I'm already, having a lot of conversations on Twitter here and there. So, yes, it's a good time to be on. So, appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. It's been a while. Look, man, you haven't been on in a while. I was like, I gotta have Kid back, man. It's been a minute. So I know the XO emotions are fresh. I'm gonna get some good commentary from you and DreamcastGuy. I am hyped right now, sir.
I'm very hyped too.
No doubt. And of course, you already know we got the four horsemen of gaming, those usual suspects at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict, how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good here exclusively to make King mad.
That's your purpose?
Exclusively.
Exclusively.
Oh, thank you.
You should have said in my title exclusive.
Exclusive. So what you been playing, man? You got a chance to do anything?
I've been playing a lot of Odyssey. That's pretty much about all.
You are not playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
No, I low key I didn't drop it, but I kind of dropped it.
That's cool.
I couldn't get into the Wild Wild West.
Could you reach out under your bed and grab the bottle of Red Bull and drink it? I just want you to either drink that or whatever you guys doing over there. Drink some Monster or some 5 Hour Energy or take a shot of coffee. Get some espresso. Could you pop it open? Let's get it going.
He cooking up, baby. Cooking up.
Oh, okay. He's building. It's a slow build. He's opening a teapot. Oh, here's a teapot. Oh, you a teapot today.
I gotta go through Super Saiyan 1 before I get to Super Saiyan God.
Exactly. I understand.
That's right.
My man Attic is a process, no doubt.
He's a little teapot short.
I'm done. So it's been a lot of Odyssey then. You getting back into it.
Yeah, I really enjoy Odyssey. I really think it's my game of the year.
Wow, a lot of people agree with you though. A lot of people agree.
Nah,
All
he
right.
gonna get hit with that. He gonna get hit for that.
Yeah, just
Thank you.
kid, just look at him and just roll your eyes like.
And of course, we have our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also Sostradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati, and Lord Patreon of the Iron Bank. My man, Lord Sovereign, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. I need to stop playing Red Dead, but I'm doing good.
Yo, what's wrong with everybody's energy level?
Dude.
He said, "Yo, Sovereign, how you doing?" He said, "Oh, it's okay."
Everybody had a rough night. That's what it sounded
Oh
like.
my God, too much MMA, too much Red Dead.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Red Dead. Red Dead recap for the week. So I've been a very bad boy.
Oh my gosh. Hey, get out. Sorry, dog just busted in. 1 sec. Sorry.
No worries,
wow.
man. Handle that dog, Dreamcast guy.
Go.
Go.
Go get him.
He ran in the room. So, yo, you doing a podcast? What's up?
You talking that Red Dead? Hold up.
Who that talking about that Red Dead? What's up,
He's
man?
like, Cognito, give me my introduction.
Introducing the hound that never sleeps.
Dreamcast guy's dog. what you saying, so?
So yeah, I've been a very bad boy, man. My honor is in the toilet right now because I found a little exploit for making money kind of quick. There's a dude
Uh-oh.
who you take you
Ooh.
take stage coaches too, and so he's like the fence. Like, he takes all of the
Going about that on YouTube right now.
Oh,
yeah.
It's what's worse, using a glitch for money or using auto assist.
No, it's not a glitch though. It's just me murdering everybody in sight. That's what it is. That's why my honor's in the toilet. So basically, the fence that you take all of your illicit items to. He also takes stagecoaches, right? So where he's located is like a barn, like in an open plain area. So there's a lot of stagecoaches that go through there. So I just hang out in the area, murdering people, taking their stagecoaches, and
That's evil.
taking a nice short trip to deliver them and getting my $40. So
wow.
building money up that way, right? So that's one thing I've been doing.
The jokes is real.
Oh no, the jokes is real. But the thing is, you got to be careful because the game, once the game realizes what you're doing, it pushes back on you, and it's like, okay, so as soon as you murder somebody, somebody will mysteriously appear around the bend to be a witness, and then you gotta, the whole domino effect.
Yep.
You gotta kill them or intimidate them or whatever, and then before you know it, you have like 50 people looking after you. So it's funny.
The snitches. What else?
Yeah, and then the second thing is, I strolled upon this place called Aberdeen Pig Farm, right? And this place, and then a cutscene sort of ensued. And this is one of those side missions in the open world. So as I walk up to the house, the biggest overall wearing Bigfoot cousin Buford looking like
Cletus? It was Uncle Cletus?
It was Uncle Cletus. And he comes and he's like, "Come on in, friend." Yes,
Oh,
come
no.
on in. Like he wanted me. He was so happy to see me. Then a woman comes out that appears to be his wife, and it turns out it's not his wife, it's his sister, but they're very lovey-dovey with each other and with me. Like they really want me to join them. So I'm like, oh, I think it's going down. Hold up. So they invite me in for dinner, right?
And they try to eat you.
No, this is the thing. It actually doesn't turn out as I thought. I said, let me watch this play out. I want to see what these crazy people are going to do. So he tells me, oh, go on up and
That's some real statistic stuff you
Yeah,
just
this
said.
sound like Deliverance. Like
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if anybody else on the panel has gotten.
You went on there because you low key wanted to kill these people. So you were wanting to see how
He
the
thought
Where
it was
the story
gonna
go?
be-
Continue where the story go.
I wanted to see what they wanted to do and
Yes.
then kill them.
He was down for all the effery about what was gonna go down.
So he tells me he's downstairs. He's like, look, she's taking a long time to come down for dinner. Why don't you go up and get her? I'm like, this is your house.
Mm.
And he's like, no, she likes it when people go up and watch her get dressed.
And now,
Oh no.
So I go upstairs, and me being nosy, before I go see her, I start snooping around the house. And I open up a cabinet, and I see Skull and Bones in the cabinet. I'm like, oh, hold up. They're cannibals, all right? They're going to eat me and this, that, and the other. So I go in and get her, and she's like, oh, I'll be down in a second. I know you like to watch me, this, that, and the other. So I go back down, and she comes down afterwards, and she serves dinner. And I don't know what the hell she served for dinner, right? He said, tastes interesting. I don't know what this is. But so then they offer me a drink, and it's like some absinthe drink. And they're like, keep drinking. And they give you the option to keep drinking or not. So I'm like,
you already know.
Drinking. I want to see what happens.
Where this goes, where your murder goes.
So I black out, right? And then when I come to, they just basically robbed me and threw me out in a ditch in the rain with other bodies that they've apparently robbed or whatever. So it wasn't. I thought it was gonna be some freaky S&M stuff.
I told you, addict. What did I tell you? He was down for all that smoke.
All of that.
You know what would be funny? You know, if funny thought went a different way and he drunk that and then it just said game over screen, he'd be complaining. Well, that's not
Yeah,
funny.
that's what it should have said. It should have said game over on you.
It should have said enter the bushes.
That's literally where they threw me, because when I woke up, I was like, yo, what's going on? And there were just a bunch of skeletons around me. I'm like, oh man, like. So then I woke up, I walked back to the house and proceeded to blow their heads off and rob them. And that was that. And that was my Red Dead recap for the week.
This is we're gonna stop calling it Red Dead with you. We're gonna call it Murder Simulation.
Right. It is.
Oh man, that's a crazy one. So
that's that.
What's up?
You want me to come back around to?
Yeah, we'll come back around. I'll give it back to you. Oh no, on the and of course we have the Incredible Hulk of this, aka the Excess Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, who is a man of his convictions, demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
I'm after you, dude. God of War is God of DLC.
Are we about to encourage God of War slander on the
I'm
podcast? Is that what's about to happen right now?
slandering. I'm going to slander the hell out of that game. I'm going to take that game. I'm going to put my meat hooks inside of it and drag it on the street. I'm telling you.
So can we say mini spoiler warning for those who
I don't care. Y'all ain't playing it all this time. That's your business. Yo,
spoilers.
Yo, if you
Why
didn't
is
get your
King not
little,
happy?
if you didn't get your little dollars together and rub them nickels together and make magic and get yourself God of War, King is about to blow it up for you. Check this out. You guys in my timeline told me Spider-Man. Oh, first of all, this is what I don't like about you PlayStation dudes and weirdos. Let me tell you something. No, this is the truth. Y'all sat here, y'all was running around with God of War, running around with these little flags. Ooh, all right, and then Spider-Man came out and hit voice. But that's how they was. That's how it was on my timeline. Ooh, and then
it's true. I got that game and I was like, ooh.
So then Spider-Man came out and y'all was like, ooh, right? Okay. Now, I'm down with that Spider-Man smoke.
Okay.
The Spider-Man, see what, and I know you're gonna say you're King, but you biased, man. You really was never about that God of War. No, I wasn't. But I said I'm gonna give it a chance, right? I brought it first, and it was putting me to sleep when I was playing it. I said, man, they looked at Gears of War and they said, we're gonna copy the same exact formula of going inside a room, block it off, clear off that room, and move to the next room. Okay. I said, this is not my thing. But then later on in the game, I got to give it credit. It made it better. It introduced something to the game that made the game more exciting and fun for me.
Right, because I remember your text. You were texting me during the week. You were like, "Yo, your cog is heating up. I'm starting to get into it." I'm like, okay.
Right. My problem is with Calvin and the script. I think the budget over exceeded actual, bosses.
Okay.
Because You fight that mysterious dude first. In the beginning, he's a mysterious dude. The second time you fight him, he's not mysterious because you know who he is. The last time you fight him, he's really not mysterious because you know who he is and you know his storyline, you know his life. All right? So you done fought this guy 3 times. You done fought the ogre in 500 different colors. You
Yo, that's addict problem. Addict, wait, I gotta get addict.
That was my problem. Wait, hold on. I gotta defend Addict. People dragged Addict for weeks. When he was playing and he was doing his live impressions, he was like, look, the game is great, but what's up with these trolls? I got a different flavor troll.
The worst one is I remember they're like, you gotta go to hell and get this orb, man. Like that's the only way you could save him. You gotta go to hell and get this orb. And I'm, all right, we're about to have some crazy fight. Get there, it's a purple troll.
Continue, kid. Continue.
So now that I did the troll fest, right? I mean, because I did the 88 troll marathon. I did it. I knocked it out. Right? Okay. So we found Valkyries in the world. What I don't like about God of War is this, right? There's so much content in that world. The end game to them, this is what they said, right? The end game is 2 worlds that you can't get to. There's other worlds that you really can't get to, right? But it's 2 worlds that you can't get to. But you can only.
One of my issues too is I felt like they shouldn't put stuff in a game you literally can't get to.
Thank you. You sat there breaking your head trying to figure out how can I get to Asgard, but it's right here on the board. Oh, you know why?
They said you have to buy God of War 2.
Exactly. We didn't have enough room on the disc. So what we're gonna do is show you something that you can never attain. Like, you know, in Spider-Man, if you see the bridge, you can get to the bridge. How about that? I'm gonna go over there. The game is set up as a giant DLC. At the end game, you go into this world and you form this mist dust by going into this ever-changing world. It's like a maze, but it's never the same. It's randomly generated, right? And this is what they're trying to say, how to keep you coming back to get different gear.
Right.
Story is dead. There's nothing else for you to do but keep going to these randomly generated mazes, which are boring as hell, fighting the same enemies with nothing else really to do.
Or you could go to the little fireplace and have endless enemies attack you. The end game, he's not lying. The end game is kind of bad. Like,
it's terrible. Now let's get to
the only fun thing about the end game.
Let's get to the last part of the story because I've done dragged this a little bit too long.
Let's go.
Let's
continue your slander.
Let's get to the end. This whole game was about me taking the ashes of my wife back to home and then scatter it. Let's go. I struggled and I built up and I thought I was going to get these epic fights with these gods. That's God of War, right? True. He is the God of War, right? He fought one god. He went to war with one god the whole damn game. And the 2 gods that they tease throughout the whole game, you don't see unless you by chance decide to go back to your cabin in the back. So I got to the mountain, I spread the ashes, I was like, yeah, it's about to be on, the fight of the century, I am here. The credits start rolling. I said, Bushes is calling this damn game. I said, did this damn game just do that to me? This is my $60 here. This is my $60. I said, okay. Because coming from Spider-Man, where there's a real ending, real middle, real bosses, real everything, I'm shortchanged here, brother. Cognito said, yo,
you gotta go to the cabin.
You gotta go to the cabin. Yeah. Oh, I said, yo, I could not wait to get back to the cabin. I said, there's a fight in there. All right, you go inside the cabin and you walk in. Boy, lay down. Let's have some sleep. Okay. They lay down in their separate beds, not together. They lay down in separate beds, right? It says, a cutscene pops up and says, few years later. They get up with the same exact clothes, the same age. Lightning is going on outside. You go outside. You said, yes, I'm going to fight Thor, because you know it's Thor. He stands there. He pulls back his cape. You see the hammer. And I said they wake up from their dream because it was a dream sequence. And it said, Father, I just had a dream Thor came here to kick our butts. It's like, yeah. He said, I don't know if it was the future or if it was the past, but it seemed real to me. I said, yeah, it was really messed up that they teased you and you didn't get a chance to get a real good ending. The game cannot be game of the year. It's a very good game, but it's in the bushes and Spider-Man stomps his stomach out.
Oh my God!
Man, it's
All right,
so much.
two things. The chat is going crazy. Bring on me said, "Wow, I never heard someone complain about this about God of War." Of course, he's an Xbox person. What could you expect from someone from the Xbox?
Didn't make any sense. I just told you I played 2 of your greatest games and I got it.
He made several great points, right? He made the points that everybody's afraid to make about God of War. And I thought both God of War and Spider-Man were great games, but their flaws were severely overlooked. Like
I think they're both better than Red Dead.
If any other game, right, had the same flaws as Spider-Man and God of War, they will be highlights for shit people to talk about. But because it was God of War and Spider-Man, they're PlayStation exclusive, nobody's like, no, it was a padding. Like, no, because of this, because of that, yeah, but it did this. It's like, but he's right, because I remember being in a party chat with Attic, and we're sitting there in a rush, like, all right, who's going to beat this game first? And I'm like, Attic, I was like, you notice these damn boss fights? I don't know if they're meant to be boss fights, but there's a lot of fucking trolls in this game, man. I remember, I was like, they don't even mix it up, and then they finally mix it up. Oh, that's when you get the, sorry for the spoiler, you get the blades and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
we already in spoiler cast territory.
Yeah, I can switch from blades. All right,
ending.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, they switch it up. Okay, well, still the fucking troll. But I mean, it was like, I mean, I enjoyed God of War. It was a game of the year contender for me, but I mean, I feel like there was a lot of great games that came out this year. But
yeah, go ahead, Dreamcast guy. I hear you chopping at the bit. This slander.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So my thing is, God of War is probably my game of the year, but the thing is, I'm coming from the direction of I hated the other games actually, and I know I'm very alone in that, but I thought that the other games were just so mindless and gnashy. It was just about going in there and ripping people apart so like blindly. I liked that this game was so much slower. My only complaint about the game wasn't even the repetitive bosses. It was that I thought the story was fantastic. I did think that a lot of the fights, though, became very, very rhythmic in nature, and that became boring to me. Like, you really do get you get your 2 main weapons, basically, and you get your couple spells. But once you find a system that works, like, okay, here's the ice spikes that work good for me, that's all you're ever going to use. And I hate games that allow you to be lazy in a fight. I feel like every fight should push you to your limits, you know?
They only really challenge you in the Valkyrie fights. Those Valkyrie fights challenge all of your skills. Like
Dreamcast guy, let me ask you one question, right?
Yeah.
Being that
Valkyrie
you hated
fights
all
are mad easy.
Being that you hated all the Gods of Wars, right?
I gotta be hated all.
But this God of War.
On him?
Well, no, I'm just
No,
saying.
he did say he didn't like them.
He said he didn't like them.
Yeah. I despise the other ones. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, he did. He just said it. He said
I
he hated
apologize.
them.
I wasn't
All right. My question is, and this is my only gripe with it, right? How could you fight Boulder the whole game? Like, he's the main antagonist the whole game. No God of War before that, during that, or anytime, because they released the other ones after it too. No God of War has ever let you just fight one god and call it a day. I mean, you fought Thor's 2 children. Those are little side bosses, and that was nice. But major, you talking about, you opened up with the Kraken, you fought Hades, you fought Poseidon, you fought Zeus, you fought Hercules. You did all these things in these previous Gods of War games. You fought Valkyries and stuff like that, winged demons and stuff. The diversity in those games were overbearing to the part that this feels mundane and lazy to just have you fight a guy that maybe some people who don't know Asgardian lore don't know who Baldur is.
Dax disagree with you. Go ahead.
I liked that though, because it felt like it finally managed to slow things down. The same way that the way Red Dead really pulls you in is just by giving you the entire outback and you just kind of get free to explore. This feels like I enjoyed this God of War so much more because there was one bad guy, because there was only a couple trolls, because I had more chances to actually talk to my weird, creepy son whose face glitched out. Like, I had more opportunities. Like I had more chances to really absorb what the world is, you know?
All right, let me
jump in, Attic. I know you're chopping.
The only thing I didn't have an issue with fighting Boulder. I felt like that was a good way to start the series because if you remember correctly, in the first God of War, you only really fought Ares. But my issue was definitely the trolls. I felt like the ending was a problem too. They should have had us fight Thor, and then maybe Odin just like shows up and makes Thor leave, and it was like, well, this isn't over, and then the game ends.
Yeah.
Like at least it would they could have let Odin just push his shit in, like just beat the hell out of him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it do something like that. Let like some kind of like remember in God of War 2 how like you're all powerful and then Zeus just shows up and shows you what's up.
Yeah.
Boom, and knocks you back.
They could have done that.
Okay.
And then the game ends where it's a good conclusion. You know there's people stronger than you, and you got to come back stronger. Like,
yeah.
Fair enough. Go ahead, Dreamcast.
So I watched a bunch of developer interviews with the director because I'm so interested in this game, like its development cycle and stuff. And something that Corey Balrog said is the fact that originally they were going to have this game be like 60 hours. They were going to have it where you went through, you killed these gods, and then you also took on Thor, and then you ended with Odin. And they were working on all that.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah, and they thought that they were like, okay, honestly, this was just going to blow up the whole universe. Like we would just put everything into one game. It would take 20 years to make and it'd be great, but it's also the type of thing of like, it would just cost us $1 billion. So they decided to end it here because it had a good ending to that story. If you start out chopping down the tree and burning your wife to a crisp, and then you're taking those crisps to the top of the mountain and pouring out the Pringles. That ends that story. And so now it sets it up. So now they can have all the freaking games they want leading up to murdering the hell out of Odin.
Yo, Kratos said he's having a panic attack over here. He's like, it's a travesty. Ludicrous what you guys are saying. Oh my God.
JayDub, man, happy to see you in here, my man.
Don't feel bad, JayDub. We're about to get to EXO here really soon.
Yo, listen, yo, Jay, you about to have a great day. All right, so you can sit here and think that at least I played God of War. At least I'm expiring because let me get to what I played this week. All right, let me get off this fraud police stuff. Let me get to what I played this week. I've been playing God of War this week. All right. After I finished it, I posted up where I was at, and somebody said, "You really think you went someplace with your little level 6 gear?" I told him, and I said, "Yo, yeah, I put my chest up against anybody's chest." Yo, he stomped my chest in so deep into the back of my body when he posted that he had level 9 gear. He was level 9. He had some armor called Zeus's something. I said, "Brother," I bowed down. I gave him the knee. I'm going right back into the bushes, and I'm going to get my stuff together until I look like you. Until I look like I'm going to go do my push-ups and lift these weights until I look like you.
And to be honest with you, like before we get off the subject, I think one of the biggest things that really like captivated me when it come to this game, it was just the pure nostalgia. Like when I was going and I knew I was about to go get those blades, man, I was like, yo, this is about to get crazy. And then when you actually put them on, and then they're just like, okay. You've had the axe was still my favorite one because it was more diverse. He's like, but we're gonna like do stuff we didn't do when you had the axe. Instead of sending 3 or 4 people, we sending everyone after you because that the blades are more designed to fight multiple enemies at once than the axe was.
Yeah. All right, that was the God of War Spoilercast that erupted. that was lit, King. Thank you, sir. And, of course, we have the Shinobi Lord Cognito. Oh my Lord, that was.
We're just not finishing.
We didn't get to you yet.
We didn't get to me. I'm just sitting there, just got my popcorn. This is entertaining. Spreading that realness in the realm of the IOP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Insanely busy week. Have not got a chance to do too much gaming, but I touched the Switch YouTube app.
Let me say something real quick on that. Are we really acting like that's the Messiah around here now? Like,
go Addict, let him go first. Let him go, Addict. Go.
Listen, when Grandpa Nintendo makes strides into the 21st century, you have to applaud. You have to. It's like when your grandpa would do something cool. You be like, "Hey, Grandpa, look at you! Look at you with that YouTube app." Like, I was impressed. I was like, "Okay, mostly full functionality. The only thing I didn't like I don't think the resolution is high at all. I think it's like maybe 900p. I don't know what's going on there, but I was surprised. The connections was pretty smooth. But the only thing is for YouTube Premium guys. I'm a YouTube Premium, so one of the key features of it is to be able to download YouTube videos when you don't have internet access, so you can watch them later. And I thought that'd be perfect for the Switch. And I put in my YouTube Premium account, and there's no functionality for that. So yeah, Grandpa, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You know how that go.
Coming to you next week in an expansion.
Expansion.
Coming to you 2 years later.
Yeah, that's just coming to the Switch Pro.
Oh my God!
Right.
I was gonna give that slander.
You're just gonna hear right before it goes exclusive.
You know what I expected though? I really expected you to tell the truth about it. But I know that I'm not gonna get truth from you guys when it comes to this little Switch thingy thing.
I'm happy it exists. That's all I'm saying.
So how's the buffering? How's the buffering?
Nah, buffering was lit for me. I mean, But you have any issues? Because you tried it yet? Because
I'm just saying I'm not watching no YouTube on it. So.
Now listen, real talk. Like that's the part. The actual connectivity is the strength. I was expecting Wi-Fi connectivity. Let's see, it'd probably be shaky, it'd be buffering. I was rewinding, fast forwarding. Everything was cool. I didn't have no long buffer periods or anything like that. So I think their whole focus was to get it to work optimally,
at the end of the day,
and don't care about the resolution, because the resolutions are not high.
At the end of the day, I bought my Switch to play, Super Smash Bros. And Zelda. I didn't want. I didn't.
He said
really
you got
care
one,
about
right? You waiting for the next one, and then you got.
I know Luigi's Mansion lit. I'm gonna play that too.
I'm waiting for a Metroid, and then I can throw it in the bushes. Let's go.
Boss Move said there's no buffer at 360p. Shut up, Boss Move.
Hey yo, Boss Move. You know that he tried to sit there and say it was 900p. I really didn't want to go at him. I really didn't want to do it. We know it's the Vaseline edition.
The screen maxes out at 720, so it ain't no.
You never know. I gotta do the calculation.
You Dreamcast guy, you gotta understand the hypocrisy with these two individuals. All right, Steve?
Hypocrisy.
Listen, because I'm gonna tell you something, Sovereign. You sat there with your technical behind, and you knew Cognito lied, a bold-faced lie of the screen resolution on that Switch, and you did not jump in to correct them until right now.
Finish the point, and then I jump in after.
Oh, come on, man. Yo, boys.
I was being considerate.
Oh, man.
Right.
Anyway, moving along. So that was me this week, but ordered the PC rig. Should be coming in about 2 weeks. Get my Destiny 2 in 60 frames. I'm happy about that. But what's up? Go for that.
Dreamcast guy. What did you end up going with your PC? I noticed you had to get another one.
I'm not even sure. A fan actually ended up sending me a fan of mine runs some PC review website, and so they send him all sorts of crazy stuff, and so he ended up sending me a Ryzen. Oh gosh, he sent me a bunch of stuff. This is a very top of the line PC, but it's already, I've been using it to render videos, and it's crazy. I have a terrible habit I grew up so extremely poor. I have this terrible habit of just using things till they just explode. Like I will play a console until it catches on fire and stuff, which is good because it means I save money. But my old PC was so terrible, and I had no idea. I was basically rendering things on a turd. So now having a real PC is amazing.
Facts. Trust me, I know the feeling well. I've been doing it for the last 2 years.
Shout out to your fans. Do you hear that, family? Do you hear that his extended addicts PC died? Extended family. Could somebody work at a PC shop or own a PC shop and donate something to Addict?
No doubt. We working on it, man. We got to get out on his feet.
Nah, that's my man. He's gonna get
absolutely. Anchor is in the building. Dreamcast, you're wrong, flat wrong. Sony has the Spider-Man movie rights, but the Marvel Disney owns the video game rights still since Activision. Oh Lord,
what the hell is this? You bringing fights that nobody talked about?
He out here attacking DreamcastGuy for no reason.
I'm trying to. So I heard leaks about 5 years ago about when they were first shopping around the Spider-Man project, and something I heard at the time is that Sony is trying to concrete the rights so they own the digital version of him forever, which will be both movie rights and video game rights, but never have any control over the comics. And so the way it sounds to me is the way it was told to me is that Sony wants Spider-Man going forward to be the official mascot of the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So if they don't legally own the rights now, I guarantee you in the next year and a half, we're going to see some weird contract show up that's all of a sudden where Spider-Man is a Sony character that exists in the Marvel universe.
Okay, fair enough. So, man, so we're gonna get into this real quick. So now we got into what the Lord's playing, everybody. And obviously, being that Lord DreamcastGuy has already received the royal treatment, please check out ILP number 37, man. DreamcastGuy, you have some amazing video game system history. I re-listened to it. Oh man, the stories were classic, you know what I'm saying? But I recently realized Lord Smooth has not been on since ILP 15. So that was before. Yes, it's been that long, bro. Yep.
No, he came on after that.
No, but he hasn't.
We did a merger show.
We did the merger show over there, but he hasn't been in the realm since ILP 15. So quickly, we're gonna do a brief run. Lord Smooth, what got you into gaming? What was your video game system history? Because I never got that from you.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you was
my bad.
Excuse me. And I gotta say it because you slipped a couple of times.
The language.
We are the preferred listening podcast for Westchester schools. All right, so could you please?
Westchester
all right,
School District.
Thank you. Could you
my
please?
bad. Yes.
For the little lords, for the young lords coming up, trying to hear, they idolize you, Smooth.
Thank you, sir.
Continue.
Yeah.
So like your first video game systems, like what got you into gaming, Kidsmoove?
I would say, oh man, my upbringing is so sad. It was a NES, not S and NES. All right, so I officially, my first console that I ever had was a Super Nintendo. And that's until some crazy chick kicked a hole in the side of it. But the games I've had, I wasn't the type of person that had like those every game for every system. I kind of had like I had like 2 to 3 games up until like I think PS2 came out, and that's when I got to venture off. But like my mom would give me like the normal stuff. All right, Super Nintendo, here's Super Mario, and here's Donkey Kong. You know, when I was in a situation, there was like a NES around that had Super Mario All-Stars. So and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. So those were the things I like kind of, and that's where actually I got my raging habits from. It was actually Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. That's where the rage came from.
Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was when I first like ever had a rage moment. My mom was watching me play the game, and she noticed me screaming and throwing the controller and crying. And she was like, you shouldn't play that game anymore because it's making you mad. And the thing is, I would go back
ever.
Yeah, I never took the advice because I wanted to overcome it. And I think when I finally played it, I was so happy. But when I finally played it, the NES, because the NES didn't belong to me. It belonged to
I've heard
program.
your girl actually say that to you a couple of times.
Yeah.
Why are you playing it for those
The NES didn't even belong to me at the time. But when I beat it, right, the next day, when I went to go turn it on, the thing didn't turn on anymore. I tried blowing the disc, blowing the console, nothing. But yeah, no, those were like as far as the early like consoles. Otherwise, it was like when I was able to, because I was always a generation or two behind. Yeah. And I was always a generation or two behind up until literally the PS2. And that's the PS2 and the Nintendo 64 was kind of like consoles I could claim like, hey, I own and I actually bought a game for. And so PlayStation 2 was probably like the console that like where I took gaming serious. It wasn't just something I did after school. It was like I started to take it serious. And then 360, I was in a new world because I literally thought 360 was the MySpace for gaming. Like for real.
That's
like at the time when MySpace was hot, you know.
Yeah, but that's when MySpace was popping right there. So wait, you missed out on the OG Xbox?
Oh yeah.
He's not even mess with that.
Yeah, I remember the OG Xbox. This is because the thing is, I used to make decisions based on who had the best wrestling game, dog. Like so.
But wait, hold on. If you said that, then you didn't have the N64.
No, I had 64 and PlayStation 2.
Man, with the WCW.
So I went from Nintendo 64, right, to PlayStation 2, and the reason why I wanted a PlayStation 2 because my best friend had a SmackDown.
Yeah,
and I would go over there, and I used to just sit there and play that thing.
Yeah, King used to terrorize us in that game.
I really underestimate how much these wrestling games do.
Yo,
the wrestling games are huge.
Like, I never played No Mercy, but man, people be acting like that. Like,
bro,
like
the
they were
wrestling
heroes
games
back in the day, man.
Oh my God, so I would tell you, man,
Yeah,
those
man.
games, it would just it brought everybody together. And remember that you got to think about the timing. Wrestling was such at its peak.
I had to
those
bend the
times,
knee to
man.
these idiots because let me tell you something. I went over there for the fighting games and to have fun with the fighting games, and they would fold our fun with these wrestling games.
Put your name in the hat. Let's do the tournament.
Yo,
Wrestling
and we had
tournament.
to sit there. It's 10 dudes in the house. We didn't come for this. And they doing some sweaty wrestling. And I said, yo, you know what? I gotta bend the knee. I'm gonna enjoy it because they're gonna doing this. They're not stopping. They're doing this. They're doing this, and I gotta be a part of this. So
You got your revenge. You got
I'm
your revenge on us
oh.
in PS2, the SmackDown series with the goddamn 99 overall Goldberg that nobody could beat.
Yo,
Oh.
I don't want to jump in your joint, Kidsmoove, but they did one thing right for me by that game. I saw a guy that I idolized, and I thought he was like the greatest wrestler because, you know, Cognito had the Ultimate Warrior, and I couldn't take that. That's his dude. But then I was like, because I never saw anybody I really liked until I saw Goldberg.
Yeah.
And he walked to the ring
I'm about to
with
do that one like 100 right
100 and all.
Yo, but I didn't know.
Yeah, that's
I
King's
didn't
guy.
know.
That's King's
Yo,
guy.
he came to the ring with police.
Yeah.
I said,
They're
yo,
not to protect
who
you.
is
They're
this?
They're not to protect me. They're there to protect you.
Yes, I said, yo, who is this guy standing in smoke with this giant, fantastic belt? This dude he's a maniac, and he's standing. He had that face. He's like, ugh. And I said, I said right there. I said, I got my wrestler, and he fell in my lap in that game, and I was so pleased that happened for me.
Yes, we were terrorized. Continue, Smooth. I don't need to hear King gloat right now. So, yo, the wrestling games. I feel you. So you used to follow where the best wrestling games
So
were.
first, I feel like during the Nintendo PlayStation 1 generation, Nintendo had the best wrestling games. SmackDown, No Mercy, Revenge, nothing was touching those. Even though I preferred the WWF versions because I preferred WWF to WCW. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
me too.
I don't know. I had something like I preferred Undertaker and Kane compared to Sting. I preferred Stone Cold Steve Austin to Bill Goldberg. You know what I mean? So, so those were it. And I would literally sit there in front of I remember a moment I used to have, like, because we used to wrestle in real life too, like with the fake plastic belts, and I would pump in No Mercy or one of them, because one of them played their theme songs longer, and I used to go into the creative character because we would apply theme songs to us when we were coming out, and I used to have Shawn Michaels HBK song.
We used to do the same thing. Remember that? We would scour the internet for MP3s.
Yes.
All of these songs so we can play them.
Yeah, and kid, we used to do King.
We did the exact
We did the same thing. Like he bought the WCW, what is it, $150, $20 belt.
Yeah.
And we would do the tournaments, bro. And after, like, whoever won would get to go home with the belts. We used to do that choice, son.
Thank God that I got Goldberg because it ain't never leave.
Yeah, because the last thing, there it is. Shout that bad boy. Shout that bad boy. That joint fire. That was you still got it, fam. That's crazy. Continue, kid. Oh, man.
The thing is, I was from the hood, so the shit was all right, so my best friend at the time, his name was Tyler. He lived like in the suburbs and whatnot, and he used to do the submission move to me like that, like I would tap out, right? We got so much trouble because his mom was renovating the basement.
Yeah, I used to break the
Yeah, so what we used to do, we used to go up and do ladder matches. We would take like the ceiling, you know, the shit, like the ceiling squares.
Real life ladder match.
Yeah, we used to take the ceiling squares, and I'm sure it's King if he redid his like living room, like you know the ceiling squares. Like I used to take that, and they were soft, right? So we used to smack it across each other's head, and when we did that, yeah, I remember how I know what we were just taking shit too far because one day his mom came downstairs and she looked at the ceiling and the roof was fucking missing. And she looked at the floor, she was like, "What the hell y'all doing?" And I remember, and that was the day, you know, I won the championship because I remember I jumped off the pool table with the ceiling tile and I landed on his head, knocked him out, pinned him. And I was able to bring the championship home. But the thing is,
he knocked his friend out. Yeah, I mean, were you guys selling matches or you really knocked him out?
Tell me you selling this match. We would emphasize a little bit. Like, for example, if I pull something off that I didn't pull off before, it'd be like, all right, you know, this
like he let you get that.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't think you would do that. So, yeah, you know.
She was trying to renovate that house. You're renovating people's skulls.
And now I'm thinking about it, I was like, yo, there was a reason why all that stuff was available to us when it wasn't. So I went, and when I went home for the belt with the first time and I lived in like the hood, right? Uh-huh. So all my friends that wasn't into that, they was like,
I had that belt stolen from you.
The problem was it wasn't stolen technically because
they borrowed
my friends,
it long.
Yeah, no, my friends, no. You want to hear something fucked up?
What's up?
They enabled a 24-hour hardcore match. Mm-hmm. So when I came home, right, I got the belt. I had another friend I went to school with. His name is Terrence. He watched wrestling, so he knew what to do. Mm-hmm. So we're walking together, right? And he sit there and he ambushes me. Slams me on the ground, pins me, take the belt, and he runs off.
That feels like those backstage skits.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, my friend's gonna come. I'm gonna see my friend Tyler in a week. I got a week to win this belt back.
So this is ongoing no matter where you are.
Yo, you was the kid they didn't let in the house. Like you was the kid that the parents pointed to and said he's never coming back here again.
Yep. Yeah, my mom's with a band Kidsmoove. Like there's no.
If Tyler, if you're watching, man, we did like I am sorry, dude. Like, cause but the thing is, like we did like, but I mean, long story short, I ended up winning the championship back, and I voluntarily lost it so he can have his shit because I didn't want to be responsible because that belt, because it was like a $200 belt. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? Yeah, it felt good to be champion. But the thing is, it was playing on like the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo 64 is what inspired us to do that. Because we had the theme songs and shit like that. Yeah, the theme song.
That's what's up. Yo, that is tremendous history, bro. You may have topped it. Like this, I don't think
he really was doing ladders and tears matches.
Yeah, I think he's undefeated. So we got to speed forward, but I got to ask you the question that I ask all the guests.
Yeah.
Top 5 games or franchises of all time.
Of all time? This is freaking hard. All right.
Come on.
All right. Bro. Franchises. Okay. Mm-hmm. Damn, this is shit is hard.
Listen, and I'm gonna give you this because even if you forget something, when we bring you back, like I'm gonna ask DreamcastGuy next, you have a chance to revise it if you forgot something because you know you're coming back. So on the spot, what you got?
All right, 5 franchises of all time.
Yes.
Okay,
let's go.
I would say, dang, I gotta do this because I gotta go was based on me and how I jumped into the game.
This is your personal thing that influenced you as a gamer.
All right.
War Smooth said, "Go ahead and say Sea of Thieves."
No. The THQ. I think the THQ's a SmackDown series.
Woo! Okay. Come on.
Oh man, I gotta respect it. I gotta respect this. The Super Mario franchise.
Okay.
Obviously.
Some Nintendo love. That's what's up.
The Halo franchise.
All right, that's the best spot talking. There we go.
I have to, out of respect, I have to throw the Go Gears of War in there because that
that changed people's lives.
He can't help but say Gears. That's like
and then the other franchise, man, there's so much that's going to be unfair, man. It's so unfair.
It's a tough one.
There's but I got to do it of what really got me and that had impactful. I want to say the Ratchet and Clanks, but I really want to say the NBA Street franchise. I have that
that's tough. I can see both of them how they have.
Yeah, like it was this 4-year period from like 2001 to 2004 where when the NBA Street came out, like it did wonders for me.
You was running on the street courts, just stealing people basketballs too. You was out there officially challenging people.
see, wrestling I could do. Now I could play basketball, but I'm not good in basketball to be still winning anything from it.
So what's the last one? What's the last one? You got to make the tough choice. Gun to your head, man.
I'm going to say, man.
Your personal. Forget what anybody else think. This is your personal list. The game that influenced you the most.
All right, I said the SmackDown series, the Super Mario series, Halo, and the Gears, right?
And the Gears.
All right. The last one would be. Dang, man.
That's weird, like intro, like.
I'm
the chat is saying Sea of Thieves on you, so you
no.
It
can't be a friends in one game, dude. No, it's not that.
Come on,
I'm gonna say
Bloodborne touched you, man. I think
come on, that's recent. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Ratchet and Clank.
All right, no doubt. That's a strong one. That's a strong one. Lord DreamcastGuy, you have gone through the treatment, but I'm giving you a chance if you need to make any revision to your top 5. Now is the chance.
You want to put Sea Thieves in that, you understand.
Lord DreamcastGuy, is he still there? Or is he fighting the dog? What's going on? Oh, we may have lost him. We'll see if we get him back. Anyway, we're going to move on. So, last week's poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question: when a game of the generation or critically acclaimed title scores a perfect 10 by media outlets, does your view change if minor flaws are found during the gameplay experience? The winner at 45% is the yes, but only if the flaw disrupts or affects the main gameplay experience. Coming in at second at 34% is the no. Minor nitpicks cannot affect the masterpiece. At third place at 15% was any flaws found automatically disqualify a 10. And in last place at 6%, I don't care unless it's fake HDR, small puddles, or the word boy is overused. Shout out to all the lords who participated in last week's poll. Lord Smooth, what do you feel about this, man? About a perfect 10, again, getting a perfect 10.
Oh, we lost everybody.
Wait,
lost the podcast.
Wait, that was for who?
That was you, kid. Okay, all right. So hold on. DreamcastGuy's back. I see. Looks like he dropped. DreamcastGuy, can you hear me?
My internet keeps randomly crashing every hour or so. I'm sorry about that.
Okay. Well, two questions I wanted to ask you real quick. I'm glad you came back. One was we did Kidsmoove's top 5. This is your opportunity if you need to revise your top 5, and then I want to ask you about the poll. So your top 5 gaming franchise of all time. Do we need any revisions?
Let me think. I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't say Grandia last time. I want to do Grandia. I feel like nobody. The more I go back and play Grandia,
you didn't say Grandia
so much. Yeah, that's good.
That's good. That's one.
Let's see. So my 5, just off the top of my head, 5 franchises. I'd say Grandia, Legend of Zelda,
right?
Final Fantasy for sure, because Final Fantasy was a massive inspiration of my life.
Facts.
I'd say Resident Evil because I think it basically brought horror to the mainstream in a way that other game had. Like there was technically survival horror before it, and there was definitely survival horror after it, but that was such a landmark game series. And what for my 5th? Which for my 5th? Let me think. I'm gonna do Diablo because Diablo.
Okay, perfect timing too. And then in reference to the poll question we just had, in reference to a game scoring a perfect 10, looks like the Lords of the Realm voted the unanimous was the 45% was that they said only if the flaw in a game disrupts the effect or affects the main gameplay experience, that's when their view of a perfect 10 changes. What is your view when a game scores a 10 and if a minor flaw is found? Does that take that away from being a masterpiece for you, or is it still a masterpiece for you?
My thing is only if the flaw undercuts something about the entire experience, even if it's a small way. So I gave, when I reviewed Spider-Man, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because I thought the entire plot was cool. I thought that the combat was great. The city was giant. The collectibles were fun, but the game was just too easy. And so at the end, I couldn't give it a perfect score simply because a game that doesn't require you to think about the talent tree but has a talent tree does feel like a tiny bit of a
I
waste.
beat the game without upgrading like at all.
Yeah, exactly. And that shouldn't be possible. But that's the thing. Other than that, it's a perfect game.
All right, Lord Kidsmoove. What do you think about the perfect 10?
I mean, I feel like this is why the scoring system is flawed because like a perfect 10, like, can it have flaws? Yes, it can. Now is it the thing is that because here's the thing, I feel like there's games that were like really good, like that did things masterful, right? But there was a certain thing that they didn't do that great. Like for example, if a game is really good, let's say the gameplay, I enjoy playing the gameplay loop and the gameplay itself. Let's say if it's repetitive, right?
Right.
But the story's dope, but I enjoyed the gameplay loop, right? Is it bad because the gameplay loop is repetitive, but even though I'm enjoying the hell out of it? You get it? Like, or let's say a game has a very good gameplay, right? But the story is average. It's not bad, but it's no Hollywood. It's just something that complements the game you're playing. Now, does that make it really bad? Is like, should you not enjoy playing the game because it's not this story? Like, that's why I start to look at, I'm like, well, what validates these reviews? What validates a perfect score? Man, I mean, honestly, at that point, it's really down to the individual playing the game. Like I can understand why, for example, a Spider-Man could be a 10 out of 10 to somebody else, and I don't know, a 7 out of 10 to the next person. Maybe they don't like the gameplay loop, but I always look at games that are rated a perfect 10 with a side eye, because
you like me, I do the side eye too. I feel you said. I hear exactly what you said. No, did great points. The fans have spoken, but I definitely want to get you two's perspective on it. So let's get into the meat and potatoes here of what we are here for. Oh, Soft, you want to jump in?
Yeah, let me do something real quick. So last week, this is Patreon related.
Yeah.
So last week, the two lords that won the $10 and the $20 gift card giveaways, both of them graciously decided to re-roll it for the rest of the patrons. So big shout out and thank you to Lord Loaded Pixels and Lord Optimus Code. Thank you guys. I'm sure the rest of the patrons appreciate it as well. So we're just gonna re-roll that real quick right now.
Let's get out some prizes, man.
All right, let's get out some prizes. Okay, so the $10 gift card goes to Lord Michael Lugo.
Oh my Lord. Yo, y'all better sign up for this Patreon because Punch and these guys are winning every week.
Yep.
The more
Chad, like so I'll go ahead and announce to Punch what I'm doing too, since you're doing this anyway.
Punch out here shining because you're on the Patreon.
Wait, I'm sorry, you lost me, Addict.
I'm giving I'm gonna let our first Patreon take my tier the next month, so you can go.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I'll do that right. I'll do that right after I do this $20.
Okay, so $20 now.
So the $20 card goes to
Jay
That
Fonzarelli.
seems real weird when you do that. To you. Like
That sound effects.
that I'd rather
Lord
you get
Whiskey.
Whiskey. I think he hasn't won in ever. Like I can't remember Whiskey winning. Salute Whiskey. That's what's up.
Lord Whiskey, salute, man.
No.
Congrats and thanks again to Optimus Code and Loaded Pixels. Thank you so much. Okay, so what Attic was talking about is that as a special thank you to our very first patron, Lord Michael Lugo, aka Monkey Punch.
Yes.
Addict is gonna give out what his tier is for free for next month. So Lord Lugo, it is on you to pick a game that you want Addict to stream. You can torture him as much as you want. And so select wisely, but pick a game.
You only
and
get
Addict
one,
to
man.
Addict.
You only get one.
I like Angry Addict on stream is fun.
Yeah, it is very fun. It is very fun. So Lord Lugo, apart from the $10 gift code,
You'll never get me to give up my tier. Never.
Your tier has permanence to it. You can't do that.
That's not giving up my tier. You better make it there.
Salute, Lord Lugo, man. Make sure, like I said, you say the game. If you want to put it in the chat now, you want to reach out to Addict and let us know. We'll stream that thing on the ILP channel and get everybody all riled up. But that's dope, Addict. That's what's up. Are we good, Lord of the Iron Bank? Have we got down to the
Yes, we are. All business has been taken care of. Oh, just real quick, we didn't have any fight talk, but if you are MMA fans, watch last night's UFC fight night. The main event between Yair Rodriguez and the Korean Zombie was absolutely off the chain.
The suggestions for the Addict. I'm sorry.
Dream Daddy.
They want Addict to play Barbie Paradise. Dream Daddy.
Yeah, that Dream Daddy is hilarious.
It is, yeah. I've been playing that some. It's fucking hilarious, man.
Oh my God. I low-key might want to see Addict.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yo, please, somebody get him to play Dream Daddy live.
It's on you, Punch. Do the right thing, baby. But yeah, you was late last night.
So yeah, MMA fans definitely check out. I'm sure you probably did anyway. UFC Fight Night 139 last night. Some history made. Donald Cerrone became the all-time winningest fighter in UFC history. That's amazing for a guy who's never won the strap in UFC. This dude he's just a beast. Like he's just a beast. And then the main event for me went down as one of the kind of an all-time great.
Yes.
Yair Rodriguez versus Chang Sung Jung, aka the Korean Zombie. It was interesting to see how Yair Rodriguez would come back after getting smoked by Frankie Edgar, and he actually replaced Edgar in this fight. The ending is one of the greatest endings I've seen in a fight ever. He knocked out the Korean Zombie with 1 second left in the fight, and Korean Zombie was winning that fight. You need to watch it.
Yo, the fact that he's out here calling him the Korean Zombie. I think I must see this fight.
Right? I'm picturing a dude walking around with his arms up in front of him in a fight.
You know why they call him that? They call him that because he takes a lot of punishment and just keeps coming. Like he just doesn't stop. This fight
so he's like Iron Fist.
Except he didn't get canceled. He did get canceled last night.
Oh my God.
Oh, savagery. Savagery.
Let's get into these topics, y'all. We going late. So, what we are all here for, the meat and potatoes, y'all. So, XO18 Mexico City Fan Fest is upon us. There was tons of announcements, tons of news. So we got the panel here. We got DreamcastGuy in the building. We got Kidsmoove, the best bot. So we're going to talk about these impressions. And I actually want to start off with Lord DreamcastGuy because I'm curious about his perspective on the show. I know we talked pre-show. He had some raw emotions, but I wanted him to save it.
Yeah.
This moment. So Lord DreamcastGuy, what was your overall impressions of the show?
I think the presentation was great. I think the way they set stuff up and tried to pace it out was smart. I like the fact that the fans were so happy they'd scream about anything that was said, even if it was Winnie the Pooh puzzle games. But I don't think that anything there was super crazy cool to me. The only thing there that really actually melted my brain, it was so awesome, was the Crackdown 3 footage. Like the fact that they finally came out and went, okay, here's Crackdown 3 co-op. There's a 5v5 mode. Like the fact that they're finally just really unleashing all the Crackdown 3 stuff, that was cool. Everything else about the thing, though, the fact that there was a 2-hour live stream was just way too much. It should have been 20 minutes, in my opinion.
saying on the lend. I hear.
I feel like when it comes to the people flipping out on everything, like Glorious Kev, he made up a good point. There's not a lot. I don't think there's a lot of events in Mexico, so
Yeah.
like they probably were just like extremely excited to be there because there's not a lot of events there.
Xbox is massive. I did some research afterward. Xbox is the biggest console in Mexico. Everybody owns an Xbox. Everybody who plays games online plays Xbox. So because of it, like this was like the way the Nintendo Switch is right now in Japan, where if you go on the trains, everybody has a Switch. That's the way it is there. So when the fact that Microsoft went there for a fan event, of course, everyone's going to be like, Microsoft is here. Oh my God, look, Microsoft Jesus.
And
I said Microsoft Jesus. I'm dead.
I didn't realize that, Dreamcast guy. I didn't realize they had.
I didn't. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. All right, cool. So you got that. I want to get Kidsmoove in the building. I need these impressions. What stood out for you? How did you feel about the show?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody watch my What to Expect from XO18 that I did on October 5th, I was like 6 of 8 with everything that I expected. And so that's why I can't be mad. Now, the thing is, when watching XO18, I didn't watch to be entertained. I didn't watch for anything else other but than news and information. I wanted news. I wanted Crackdown. I wanted a release date. I wanted gameplay. Like I wanted a surety that it was coming, and I got what I wanted. You know, from Crackdown, new studios. I can't be mad. There's some updates to State of Decay, Sea of Thieves having a new battle mode and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, okay. Some things I actually wanted from some games that that's been like quote unquote disappointed.
My man.
Disappointing. Xbox One S getting a $100 discount for Black Friday. That's cool.
Game Pass. Hold up, give you 10 seconds. Can we please point out the Major Nelson commercial?
we gonna get to that. We got if nobody mentioned, I will mention when it gets to me. But continue, kid.
Yeah, the Game Pass support, the mouse and keyboard support that they're doing, the games that supporting it. There's some games that they listed that I was surprised that they did it, and they got like the Fortnite support on that. So it was like as far as a show, no, I mean I didn't really care for the show itself, but I'm not gonna deny like the information that I got, the news and information. I was completely satisfied with the news and information because I got what I wanted from the show. So that's why I find it I don't really get what like the complaints are for. Like it's like we got news and information. If the show was whack, the show was whack. But I'm not gonna say. Are you telling me the show was trash, or the information that you're mad that they bought 2 new studios, or you're mad that this game is getting an update, or you're mad that Crackdown's not pushed back and it's pushed up? Like what? Like what is there to be mad at? I don't know.
So you don't understand the outcry as far as people being disappointed with the show. Like you feel from an information standpoint, it satisfied you.
Yeah, because what are you watching for? If you ain't watching, are you watching to be entertained? Or are you watching for news? What do we watch? E3? All right, so
are you not entertained?
Why? Like, think about it. Why would we go to PAX and shit like that? Why do we go to E3 and think? It's like at the end of the day, sure, E3 gives off a better presentation of things, but at the end of the day, what we really want is we want breaking news and information. And sure, and I think is sure this wasn't no E3 level of news and information, but it was. News and information.
I don't think that you're too far off with you saying that it wasn't E3 level, because I beg to differ when it comes to that per se. You know,
was it because Phil Spencer was there? Is that the reason that you?
I mean, you can say the Lord Savior Phil Spencer was there. The king of who did that for you. The shout out master of y'all didn't know he's here. And I'm gonna let you know his petty was hanging. So he was out there petty. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna call this XO petty show. Because I have the structure of the show I'm not a fan of. Okay, I am not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of the fake laughter, the fake enthusiasm. I'm not a fan of the fakeness, right? But I understand that they have to do this
Mhm.
in this fake world that they're making up. And I see what they're doing. I don't agree with it. All right. I agree with the information. I agree with the messaging. I agree with them trying to have more interaction with the fans. Now, what y'all are forgetting that they had a fan fest there.
Right.
All right. So if you ever been part of fan fest, that energy from the crowd, that's severe. That's real.
Yeah.
Because they're interacting with them throughout this whole time. What you don't see on camera, what you don't get a chance to see, when they do get a chance to talk to these guys, when they do tell them to scream, I don't think that.
Probably right now they're feeding them, letting them play stuff.
You Attic, they were.
Yeah,
they
I've been
did
to
not,
two of them. I've been
they
to two
didn't.
fan fests.
They didn't tell them to yell out "Sea of Thieves." They started yelling out "Sea of Thieves" because they probably saw it. They're so enthusiastic. They know how to build a crowd.
Yeah, there's probably not a lot of people that's actually been to fan fest. Like most of the people on the panel have me, Lord Cognito, and Lord King David. We've been to. I've been to two. Cognito, you've been to three, right? Like I can assure you, like right now, and King David's, you're on your third one, right?
Yeah.
I can assure you, they do not ask you to yell out like weird stuff. Like they don't really.
No force.
None of that.
None of that stuff is forced. All that stuff was genuine. The crowd enthusiasm and stuff was genuine. The principal people that was on stage, a lot of that stuff was contrived and forced. Okay. There's certain people that's in place there that I don't badmouth them because they have a job and they have a job to do and they're doing the job that they're asked to do and they're doing a good job at what they're asked to do. That's fine. All right. Information wise, like Kidsmoove said, it was big because for all the people, this is where Petty comes in. Phil made sure that you got a date. Phil made sure that you saw gameplay, and Phil made sure that that game looked better than what you saw before. You can't deny any of those things.
From basically from a Crackdown perspective, he
come
put
on now.
Okay,
everybody was there for that Crackdown.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling Kid. I was like, look, like, was it the greatest show ever? That's debatable. Like,
That's
debatable, I feel like the Inside Xboxes.
It was the best Inside Xbox
by far. But at the end of the day, like,
not saying much.
At the end of the day, like, I'm really starting to feel like
moving the goalposts.
I'm really
exactly, Slob. I can't wait till I go.
I'm really starting to feel like that. It's just what it is. Like, these are not for us. Like,
it's a commercial.
They're just not.
It was a commercial to sell Game Pass. Don't get it wrong.
Yes.
Right?
King, you stole my point. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's smart because Game Pass is the center of everything they're doing.
Did you notice that Phil said a few million is subscribed to Game Pass?
Yeah. But listen,
hold on. Before we go, we got some
Kratos is here
in the building.
Yes,
we have to acknowledge his return to the realm, and this is the perfect person I wanted to get here in the realm to get his opinion.
Glad to see you out of jail there.
Hey, it's good to be off a lock. Off a lockdown.
I wanted you to make sure that you made sure you watch my movements where that whole thing was going down. Like I said, I'm friends with everybody.
Fan of both of you guys. I'm just
so,
sad to see the situation.
No doubt.
Yeah, you know how that is.
I don't blame nobody. It's just, it was one of those things. It happened, and it is what it is. I'm good. I got my count back. I'm back doing what I do.
Better question. How'd you feel about that multiplayer on Crackdown, boy?
Okay.
Listen, let me finish this part. Let me finish this part so this man can take his time and do his thing. All right. Now, this is the petty part. Okay. They know that Sony is outselling them with PlayStation now. Okay. So what they did was they said, how the hell can we undercut these dudes? $1. 100 games, $1. And they kept beating this in your head for the whole 2 hours that you watched. All right. So if you have an Xbox and you didn't get a chance to see the show, if you do see the show, you're going to get beat in the head for 2 hours to let you know that Game Pass is $1 for the first time you try it. So they're trying to get everybody who has a live or who has a silver to see this and to say, what, $1? And join. All right. So they're pushing that. That PUBG. They had PUBG in beta. They had PUBG in the pre-crap that I wasn't about, but I brought it and I played it and I support the game. The game came out on full release. Now the game is going to be released on PlayStation for full retail price. Right? Next month. They said, guess what? We're gonna take
move. I agree.
Your
take
win
that away from you. Yep.
And we're gonna make it feel like feces in your sock. in Game Pass for the free, and if you sign up right now, you're gonna get PUBG for $1.
Yeah, I was strong.
Right over there.
Was strong.
But I think it's too little, too late.
Addict did not say that though.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, time out. What do you mean?
It's too little, too late.
Get them solved.
Okay, no. They're not selling
if they had done it before. If they had done it before, blackout wouldn't be a factor.
No, but it's not like blackout though.
Yo, this is not
to diminish the PlayStation version, dude.
It's not about this. Is petty. This is petty.
In general.
No, nobody cares about PUBG. Nobody cares about that. Like, yo, do you really understand that absolutely not a soul cares about that game? If you did, you played it before. You don't care about it now. But what it is that win. Because that's a big win for that game to be over there. Because these dudes was running around touting it. You don't remember that was that game of the show. That was their big golden goose. That was their prize. Yeah. It sold 9 million. So it's going to PlayStation now. And these PlayStation dudes is going to run around with a flag. Phil said, not on my watch. It's not happening.
Hey, you already know once that game become the PlayStation, that's gonna be my game of the year. I'ma rub it in.
JayDub, let's go, baby.
Let's go, get it, man.
Your impressions of XO. You and me were on Twitter. And obviously, I know you saw my timeline. I saw your timeline. We were going at it. It was hilarious. I need the JayDub Lord Kratos impression.
Hey, and I might surprise you guys, right? Obviously, I was just throwing jabs and stuff. That's what I do. But I actually thought that the event was a good event for the Xbox fan base.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why, right?
Let me hear this.
All right. This show was just like PSX is for PlayStation fans. This was exclusively for Xbox fans. This event was not to win over PlayStation and Nintendo dudes. It was to make people, the Xbox fans, aware of Game Pass and what's coming in the future to Game Pass and where the future is going with Xbox. I think they captured that. Now, this is where it went wrong, right? It was the YouTubers and the Twitter heads that overhyped this by putting out these rumors about them buying EA and them doing this and that and all of this. We're going to get Halo Infinite gameplay, possibly Gears 5. Stuff like that really oversells. And if these guys are not ready to bring these games, then honestly, they can't compete with that.
Right.
You're always going to be like, oh, this was a letdown because it didn't live up to what you wanted to live up to. So again, I get where this comes from. Now, here's the thing. This show was not for me. It was not tailored to me. I'm a different type of gamer, and I know how to bow down on that. I know how to say, look, well, this isn't for me, but for somebody else, if you just get into the ecosystem, then hey, man, you this is right. The price of the S is dirt cheap. You can get that. You can spend $1, $10 to get Game Pass. You get all these games. I get who is targeted towards. Now the problem is when you take the hardcore gamer, like most of us on the panel,
right?
What was in that for you? Where is it in that for you? Now again, gaming is a selfish hobby. It's not about everybody else. It's about me. What can I get out of this? So I didn't get anything out of it, so therefore I'm gonna just bow down, sit down, and keep doing what I'm doing. Now, here's another problem, right? It kind of seems like Microsoft is almost pushing people towards the PC platform, whereas they got a lot of games that are coming specifically on PC. We already seen the Age of Empires. We already seen stuff like that, and a lot of these games are coming day and date to PC. So Phil said we want you to play any and everywhere, but again, we're attached. A lot of us are old heads. We're attached to the hardware. We're attached to this console. This gives the this particular Xbox. It gives its identity. If you don't have an identity, then what? I don't want Xbox, but that's just personally me. I don't want Xbox to be a service. I don't want it to be whittled down. I want to stand outside waiting for the console, waiting to go back and forth. And I think here's the major problem, and I'll wrap up. People, when they look at Xbox, they are looking for that great comeback boxing story, that Rocky versus Ivan Drago or whatever. They're looking, we want Microsoft to spin the bands and go toe to toe for every game Sony drop. Bam, here go a game to counter that. They're looking for that. Now, here's the thing. I just don't think that that's going to come because I think Microsoft is looking for its own identity on where it's going in the future. It's going to be the services. It's going to be the streaming thing. And that's just kind of where it's going to be. So us that are looking forward for this next great big console to blow the PS5 out of water, for all these big games to counter all of the big games they have, I think if we go in with that in mind, we're always going to be let down because they are no longer trying to do that.
Yeah, let me get soft. You've been chomping. Go ahead, man.
I think the competition is like Kratos says. I don't think the competition is direct anymore. I think Microsoft is looking at something much more expanded. So, like, it's almost a very indirect competition now because they're not engaging head to head anymore because A, it's not in their best interest to do it. Right, especially not now that they still don't have anything ready to announce. And B is like you said, Phil has made it clear that he is dedicated to making sure that Xbox is always going to be there as a platform and as a box. You'll have it in your house and it will be a powerful box. But again, he has to walk that line, right? Like the narrative has to be general because he has to push the services and push the fact that you're going to be playing the stuff on your phone, on whatever else, on your computer. So he can't focus it solely on Xbox anymore. Even if he funnels it through the Xbox name, it's not that direct competition anymore.
Well, you can't please everybody. That's the problem, right? You can't please everybody. I know they're trying to get the 2 billion gamers. The problem with that, right? If I game with Candy Crush on my cell phone, I'm not going to be the consumer that's going to play Halo on my cell phone.
Hold on, Jay.
Go ahead.
I had to cut you, bro. We got some Xbox royalty that just snuck in.
Let's go.
Is this the legendary Jez Corden from the Xbox 2 and Windows Central? Is this
there you go.
Is this he? I see that avatar. Maybe get his mic together.
How'd he get in here?
There you go.
It ain't how he get in here. I'm gonna tell you, Cognito is in talks with a lot of people.
Lord Jez, are you there from across the pond, sir?
Not yet. His mic.
Not yet. We're waiting for his mic, but continue JayDub, and then we'll get Jez in. I'm sorry.
And then we got to get Dreamcast guy.
We got to get Dreamcast.
The stuff that he has to say is really important too.
Yes,
because I really want to hear what he has
so
to say.
JayDub, Dreamcast guy, and then hopefully Jez. Go ahead.
Definitely. No, I was just saying that the people like my wife that play Candy Crush and all these mobile games, she will never play a Halo or Gears or Forza or any of those Xbox games on her cell phone, on her iPad. She is just not that. So we got Jez in?
Yeah, Jez, mic check. Are you there, sir?
I have some audio problems.
No, we hear you. We hear you. Can you hear us?
Good now. Hey, what's going on, Jez? Yeah, but I was just saying that people like her, even though she's to me, she's not a gamer, but Microsoft is counting her as a gamer. I couldn't, if I tried, get her to sit down and play Xbox with me or PlayStation. She just won't.
Yeah, but see, that's the whole beauty of this gaming thing is because she is a gamer. She just happens to game on her thing of choice. If it's a cell phone, her tablet, because my girl sister, she games on her tablet and she plays puzzle games, and I can't take that from her, and I can't take how she games. We're a diverse group. We're very diverse. Like you may like role playing games.
Right.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay. And this guy might like shooters, and we're so diverse. So yeah, we all gamers, and I understand.
There was like 15 million people playing Farmville in 2012.
You see,
yeah.
So I understand exactly what everybody is saying, and I know that. See, I'm at odds with that. What you say, Kratos. That's why I believe that it's two different systems is coming.
Well,
like they're gonna have that system that we want, that we need, that we could go in the store and purchase and put it in the house, and then they're gonna have that service for those other people that need to game that way. And I feel what you're saying. Like they're not directly competing with one entity. They're scattershotting, and in this scatter shot, it may come off wrong. Yeah.
Right. All right.
Sometimes you miss though.
Let's get Dreamcast Guy. Let's get Dreamcast Guy.
No, I hear you.
And then Lord Jez.
I just want to say this as vaguely as possible, so I don't give away anybody like who has told me some stuff. But I will say that Xbox is at this point really preparing for the next generation. The Xbox 2, they're buying studios, they're preparing groundwork. They want to have a streaming console and a standard console. And their plan here is to see a very weakened PlayStation 5 because the next generation is not just going to be the Nintendo Switch or maybe the Switch Pro. It's not just going to be the PlayStation 5 and it's not going to be the Xbox 2. There's going to be another game console on the market as well. And I think they're hoping that weakens Sony enough that they can come in and just drop a bunch of games in like 2020 and take over.
Fair enough. Lord Jez, Xbox royalty, can you hear me, sir? Oh, there he is. There he is. Now, it's been a very spirited discussion here, Lord Jez. And we're talking about the Xbox, obviously the XO18 impression. So I wanted to get your feel on the show, where you at with it as a whole. We need the floor is yours.
Well,
Let's go.
Because I already knew everything before. I couldn't say anything, obviously. But,
of course.
So. It's if anyone listens to me and mine Rand,
absolutely.
You'll notice last week we sort of tried to tone down our expectations. So I think it's important to note that they called it an inside Xbox show. It wasn't like its own thing. They didn't want it to be, its own thing on the level of E3 and stuff like that. It was sort of like EXO's going to be this like traveling fan fest sort of thing. They travel around the world, let people get hands-on time with upcoming games, like people in Mexico right now playing the latest, same build, the Crackdown that I played.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
So jealous too.
Yeah, more of a hands-on sort of thing. I guess the idea is. And I think it's important to know that they did call it Inside Xbox, not its own thing. So it was just basically an Inside Xbox show on steroids, which I think this is what me and Rand said it was going to be.
Okay. So you as a whole, not to cut you, but you as a whole, because you've come in, you've kind of already knew, and you've come in with the expectation that this is an Inside Xbox as opposed to kind of like an E3. Can you at least understand some fans being upset, their dissatisfaction with the fact that some people feel like it was really hyped almost like an E3 level, and that maybe the pacing and certain things were just not there for them? Because that's a lot of things I'm seeing also on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I watched it live. I didn't know how the pacing would go down and stuff like that. I just sort of the big news hits. So like I was watching it with some friends last night, and when they, the Minecraft segment was probably too long.
Oh my God, let's not talk.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you said that Minecraft segment.
I was like, we weren't live streaming. I have it pre-recorded. I'm gonna wait for stuff to calm down, then I'm gonna post it. But I almost ended it. Like I almost ended it for that. Like I was like, this is. And when at the beginning, I was like, okay, this ain't bad. Then they did the cats and panda thing, and I'm like, yeah, this is done. Come on.
I
mean, but like, it's like
to be fair, to be fair, you got to realize now, like I said before,
it's not for us.
It's not for us. We are in the minority right now, right? The majority are the people that play Minecraft and all these other games that we're looking for the meat and potatoes on the plate. We're looking for the Gears, the Halo, all the next gen big blockbuster stuff. That stuff is years away,
Can I jump
right?
in because I'm chopping right now, man. I hear
Let
y'all.
me just ask Jess something real quick.
Go for it.
Like, I don't know if he can comment on this. You play Crackdown 3, you played that version. I noticed the one thing that I wasn't really feeling about it. Like, there was some hardcore aim assist going on there. Like, it was worse than
Lock on.
Rock Stars. Like, like
Damn.
from the standpoint, like, are you aware if that's available to be took off, or was that for purely a presentation standpoint?
No. That is core to the gameplay mechanics.
Oh god.
So,
Oh.
the way
I
it
don't.
works is, you. The first thing you should stop thinking about with Crackdown is that it's a shooter. It ain't a
Okay.
shooter.
Yep.
Oh.
A sort of arena PvP game.
Mhm.
I started playing it like I was playing a hunter in World of Warcraft or something, because World of
Mhm.
Warcraft.
Is it fun? Is it really fun though?
Well,
Oh no.
You heard that sigh?
you have
I'm
to
just
read
joking.
my preview, right? But
Okay.
for background,
Mhm.
the cloud tech that powers Crackdown 3 has been the reason this has taken so long to get out is because of this cloud powered tech. It threw up all sorts of complications and
Mhm.
limitations that Microsoft and their partners didn't anticipate.
Right.
So really, they haven't had anywhere near as long as people think to actually put the gameplay on top of the cloud destruction,
Mhm.
because the cloud destruction had to be in a position where it was a consumer ready product.
Yes.
They're there now, but it's running out of time and stuff like
Mm.
that. So
Mhm.
what I played was they emphasized very, very much that it was unfinished,
Right.
that the gameplay on top was unfinished, the
Right.
UI was unfinished.
Mhm.
There was bits of UI that didn't work properly,
Mhm.
and obviously like they had like plans for monetization, but those have been removed now.
Mm.
A few months ago, like there's not going to be loot crates or anything like that in it.
Well, thank
Okay.
God. Yeah.
Thank God. The Dreamcast guy's happy.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
that what they're
Dreamcast guy,
exploring.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that they've shown it off now is to gather some sort of feedback from
Mhm.
outside of their tester pool or whatever.
Right.
But it was fun.
Mhm.
Like jumping around, blowing up buildings and stuff. That bit was fun, but
Mhm.
I sort of felt like I mastered the game. Like I wrote in my preview, I felt like I mastered the game by the third match,
Gotcha.
and
Mm.
um, and it felt like there's not much more to this, because like
Mhm.
the way it works is, when someone's locked onto you, you see like a red line, and
Yes.
that means that they're locked on and they've
Mhm.
got line of sight. If it's
Right.
a grey line, that means they're locked on and they don't have line of sight. So
Mhm.
the idea is to, if you're locked on,
Debris or anything between you and them.
yeah, the idea is to put a building between you and the enemy. So like
Mm.
punch through a building to get away
Mhm.
from them, and then you plan of attack, or you use a jump pad to like spin across the map and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
like it's more about your movement, your knowledge of the map, and like using the map to your advantage and stuff more than the shooting.
Okay,
Got you. And
when you
okay, go ahead, continue. Continue.
when you played, I just have one more small question. Was the diameter around the AOE around, was it a big, or could you like lock on the other side of the map if you wanted to?
Now you have to, like, you can always see the enemies, like you can always see where they are, because the maps are very, very vertical. I feel like
Yes.
it'd be disorienting if you couldn't, if you were being shot from above or something and you couldn't find where they are. I feel like it'd be frustrating. So
Mhm.
you can always see where the enemies are, but you
Mhm.
can only lock onto them if you've got line of sight.
Mhm.
So
Okay, so you have
once
to have
you
line of
lock
sight
onto
to be able
them,
to lock onto them.
So
yeah.
let me ask you this, because you're mentioning line of sight, you're mentioning verticality, and you actually mentioned some things, some concerns I had, because I know visually it looked good. I felt it made a strong statement that cloud tech is working and that the game actually looks functional. But my concern was kind of what you're alluding to, which is the hardcore gameplay loop, right? Like, if we're talking like this auto lock on thing, is it kind of like a rocket launcher where you have to kind of sync someone up, kind of aim at them for a bunch of seconds and then lock on, and it's that kind of a deal? Like, how, explain a little bit more on that lock on.
It's more like, I suppose it is more like GTA style. You just press the trigger and you snap to them,
Okay.
and then you as long as you're holding that trigger down, you're still locked onto them, even if
Mhm.
they slip behind a building or they're running across a walkway.
Mhm.
So like the way I was playing it was when they slipped through a building or something, you switch to your heavy weapon. So you got two weapons. One is like a weapon that's like an assault rifle or shotgun that's aimed at killing players. And
Okay.
you have like these huge rocket weapons, which are more the bullets travel more slowly because they're rockets or plasma or whatever,
Mhm.
and they're not good at hitting players if the players are moving around. They
Right.
do a lot of damage to players, but if the players are moving around fast enough, they won't hit them.
Got
They're
you.
designed for blowing up buildings.
Got you.
If a
So-
player flips out of line of sight, you switch
Mhm.
to your rocket launcher and you fucking tear down. Am I allowed to swear on this podcast? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, you do. I mean,
But,
you're Lord Jez now.
Mhm.
We're keeping it for the kids, but we're keeping it relaxed. Continue.
Basically, if they're out of line of sight, you blow a hole in the building so you can get line of sight. So I had I got some. I'm gonna post some clips of me playing it on Twitter later. But the thing I wrote. The way I closed my preview was, it made me excited for the future of gaming. Like I'd
Yes.
love to see this apply to Gears of War. I'd love to see this apply to Halo. But I was more excited for the future of gaming than I was for Crackdown multiplayer. That's what I.
Yeah, I think
Fair
it sounds
enough.
worrisome to me. Like, I mean,
Mhm.
anytime you have a PvP mode and you're telling me that it's not a free aim mode and you're locking on,
Mhm.
that's, I mean, that's
I
where
mean-
you can't, you limit the gameplay options there. And then, like you said, Jez, like now you're worried about like, destructive weapons as opposed to weapons that you use against other players and stuff like that. Like that just seems weird to me. And like I think the tech is the most impressive stuff in all of this, and seeing it applied to an actual shooter like a Halo or a Gears, that to me does seem more interesting because this.
Do you think that with enough criticism, do you think they might make lobbies that doesn't have aim lock on?
I think that's probably something they'd explore. I mean, I don't see why not. I mean,
Yeah, because I feel like that give people a good middle ground. Maybe like ranked matches that don't have it.
I think it's you move around.
Or just the ability to toggle it off, like
Right.
Yeah,
But the whole emphasis
you can't
of
do
the,
that though, because if some people have it and some people don't, it's
Yeah.
going to be real bad.
They tried that for a short time at GTA Online, and the lock-on players were just getting all the kills.
Let me ask Jez this, Lord Jez. One portion that interests me specifically was the 4-player cooperative story element. Was that available to demo or test?
No, this is easy because they said in their literature that it was 4-player co-op, but they've told me that it was 2-player co-op.
Yeah, I heard 2-player co-op after. Like it started off with 4-player co-op, and then it just at some point in time it switched.
Yeah,
to
I do remember 4 at one time.
Yeah, 2-player co-op, and that has been.
I want to point out though,
it was 4-player co-op the last time it was at not this
at
E3.
E3.
I want to point out
E3 because when they showed it this time it looked better, but maybe they reduced the player count.
Reduced the player count.
I want to point out though that the images, I don't know if it's like old marketing stuff they're sharing, but it still has 4 people on the cover. Like maybe that that's just
the game is gonna come. It's getting ready to get here.
Well, at the end of the day, I think 2's fine, but
it looked better.
Right.
2's not like having not 4 is not going to be like I'm not messing with Crackdown. Like 2 seems fine.
A lot of mouths was shut with that full destructibility. I don't care if it was cubes or whatever they were saying, because I heard that. It's like
but
oh, good, JayDub.
To be fair, right? We saw this game 4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
And with the power of the tech and stuff like that, if this game was supposed to be a much larger game on a much bigger scale.
It was.
And now it seems, and I'm assuming, right? I don't know. I'm assuming there was problems in the background. They had to do something. They probably scrapped what they were working with and built the game that we're going to get. And I feel like it just may not. Now, I haven't played it yet, but I feel like it may not live up to people's expectation for a game that had been hyped for so many years. It's gonna, we've had games like that before. Look at what was the PlayStation game that took like 20 years.
Last Guardian.
Yeah, the Last Guardian. Right.
This feels like it's going to be Xbox's Final Fantasy 15. It's not going to be bad, but it's going to be the people who followed it the closest are going to be heavily let down.
But everybody followed this game. But it was on it was on five 5 years straight. It was on the list of the greatest lineup in history. We want to see that game finally
this
come out.
game. Listen, they have to cater to the least common denominator, which is the regular Xbox.
That is true.
All right.
That is true,
So you're gonna ask for destructibility. I mean, if it was on the X, I'm pretty sure that everybody's X would look like that first time that they showed it, with each bullet hole going in the wall. I'm pretty sure that it would look fantastic. But that guy that is running around with that smegular Xbox is screwing it up for everybody. Listen, and you know what?
Are you console shaming?
Yes, you know what? Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Somebody still got their connect.
You know something? Yeah, I am, because when I play Destiny, I know I'm loaded into the world way before a lot of other people, and I gotta wait for the guy with the smegular Xbox. So I get it, you know.
Xbox simple? Is that your
yeah, but they have to.
That guy he has to wait for is me.
Yeah, exactly. But we gotta cater to Attic. You understand? We can't leave Attic behind. There's no Attic left behind.
Just don't leave Attic behind.
I got a question for Jez.
Kid.
It feels good to be in a podcast with Jez.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, salute the Lord Jez coming through, man. That's fun.
Jez, I got a question for you. And I've been meaning to ask this in like a Xbox 2 chat. Where do you see the Xbox One X in the next like 2 to 3 years?
Obsolete.
The Xbox One X.
Oh man.
Yeah, obsolete.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But he said that with the most confidence, obsolete.
Because I'm just struggling, because when they show,
I feel like you're hurt a little bit, kid.
I am a little bit. I am. All right, because with the whole, because you know how they did the whole cloud thing, and their servers is built up of a bunch of like Xbox One S's, like I guess I'm like lost of like what happens, like is so you're saying the X is, so the next generation Xbox is going to replace the X, and it's going to be that and whatever the cloud thing. So the S is probably going to die off first, and then the X is, you probably say, got like another year or two.
No, Smooth. Your iPhone is going to make that obsolete. The iPad is going to make that obsolete. Remember, all these billions of mobile devices is going to make the X obsolete.
I mean, the iPad Pro 2 is stronger than the S.
Yeah.
About pure numbers, mobile.
I'm podcasting on it right now. I mean,
mobile is such a bigger business than console. It's not even funny. The reason Tencent is so much bigger than all of Xbox and PlayStation combined is because of that.
And I think that's the thing that people forget about when, you know, stuff like the Diablo stuff happens, is like they tend to forget that, like, even when it comes to the console market, the mobile market's like triple what the console market is.
The console market is nothing. It's nothing.
Yes.
You know, that's why Microsoft's pushing so hard into Project xCloud. They've got like bigger aspirations. They want a piece of that mobile pie. And that's why you got Blizzard pushing towards mobile and stuff like that.
Let me ask you this, Lord Jez, because you mentioned another point in reference to your overall Crackdown thing, which was that you actually took from it that, yeah, even though maybe the game itself was okay, not terrible, but okay, like you felt that this was almost a springboard for the future, and you're actually excited from the outlook of the future.
Yeah, I'll give you a quote. I mean, this is literally what the Xbox's head engineer told me, is that 90% of the work they've done in the last few years was poured into the cloud tech. So like the last 10% of the time they've spent working on Crackdown has been actually making the game. So basically I was like, well, in that case, does that mean that you have a basis where you can package you can package Havoc in the cloud and you know,
that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
Well, can I ask this question real quick?
Go for it.
Just to Jez and you guys. So, as I stated before, as the hardcore gamers, where do you see us within the next 5 years with the Xbox? I mean, because I'm trying to
Twitter like we always do.
No. I'm trying to find out where do I fit in the Xbox system going for, in the Xbox ecosystem going forward. I get the mobile thing. I get all of that. But just for the simple guy, just for the old fashioned guy, where do we fit in?
You have to listen, right? Every time they talk about xCloud, every single time they always mention that more Xbox hardware is on the way.
Right.
They always in the Project
Option.
video, yeah, in the xCloud video, they actually say a paraphrase. They say something like, "The premium experience will always be on the console," and the fact that the server blades that are powering xCloud run on the Xbox One S should tell you about the kind of quality you're going to get over the cloud. It's going to be it's going to max out at 900 1080p. It's designed for bit rate and speed. It's not designed for high fidelity gameplay. High fidelity gameplay, you have to buy the Xbox One X2 or S2 or whatever they're going to call it, and PlayStation 5 and stuff like that. And it'll be the same for Sony. Sony will expand PlayStation Now, and it'll be hopefully a competing service against Project Stream, Project xCloud. But the premium experience will always be on that box, and the whole point of this is to, it gives developers like Rockstar and it gives developers like CD Projekt Red additional revenue source, so they can start pushing towards 8K games with 120 FPS, and it just grows the industry. It gets more people jobs in the industry, makes games more competition, makes games even more crazy, and God knows where these are going to be in 10 years. If they can bring core gaming to mobile and convert some of those Candy Crush people into core gamers, that's just more money for us guys to enjoy the industry getting even more crazy. I mean, sure, it could go the other way. Maybe everyone just starts making like Diablo Immortal games and pay to win, and maybe it go the other way. I mean, my little cousin, she's 15, and all she's done the last 2 years is play World of Tanks. And to play like I try to make her play a real game, and
a real game.
I love that. I love that.
It's just like, why would I buy a game? She plays Fortnite, and for her, the normal business model is free to play with microtransactions. That's normal for her now.
Yep, and that's kind of scary that they have been groomed in this manner that free to play is that, and with these microtransactions and these loot crates and the way that they're piecemealing you the piece of the whole pie, and I don't like that part.
I do want to.
I hate it. Final point, but that's why I hate it when journalists attack games like Red Dead Redemption, because it's like, yeah, okay, they work hard and crunch is bad and all that sort of stuff, but like, if you are these games like Red Dead Redemption, which really capture mainstream attention, and boy, has Red Dead's in mainstream press and being talked about on mainstream news outlets. Those are the games that are sort of reminding the public this is what a game is supposed to be like.
Yeah, right.
Like, by trying to downplay games like Red Dead Redemption, that's hurting the core gaming industry, and which is ultimately where the cutting edge of the art of gaming lives. No, it's not in Candy Crush. It's not in Diablo Immortal. Those are just cash cows for these companies, and I'm sure Bobby Kotick and whoever's running EA now, I don't even know his name. I'm sure they would love it if the whole industry was just these sort of easy, simplistic, piecemeal experiences, like you say, that are purely funded with microtransactions and they're predatory and stuff. I'm sure the CEOs would love that, but luckily we've got devs like Rockstar and CD Projekt Red that are sort of reminding
sticking to their guns.
Out of curiosity, inside Xbox, clearly, felt like it had bad pacing. But I wanted to ask a question of the Lords. Do you think that Obsidian being leaked too soon hurt the impact of it being announced?
Yeah, I feel so.
I mean, do you think if no one would have known that, and they would have kept the Jason Schreiers and stuff from reporting
let me
on
jump in because I didn't get a chance to say my feelings about this show, and I've been very patient. I've listened to everybody.
Moving.
Yeah. So like, this is what I said. Like, at the end of the day, Jez is right. Like, this was an inside Xbox show. I hear what you're saying, kid. This is definitely that. And that's why I kept my expectations level. The problem I had, and again, I'm not blaming Microsoft. I'm not blaming. My feeling is just that once it started to get closer to the release date, you get your countdown, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days. The feel I got was like it was a mini E3. That was the feel.
Time out. Can I say something? I'm sorry to jump.
No, go.
I told you guys last week what I said. I just thought about this. I told y'all last week that it was going to do what it did, and it did what it did.
And for me, it didn't. For me, it did not do what it did. To me, it was. I told y'all to keep expectations low.
No, it did exactly
All right,
what I said.
let me explain why.
Go
for me, it did not. Now, look, the first hour, I'm with you, King. I felt they were strong, right? I felt PUBG was a chess move. Okay, we all know it's coming to PS4. What's the best way to stop that momentum? Throw that bad boy in Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? You really effectively kill that momentum that they had of taking that quote unquote exclusive. I'm with that. Crackdown, to me, that was Phil's moment. Okay, boom. Regardless of how the gameplay loop will end up being, we don't know because we haven't played it. The game looked visually good. The destruction looked good, and it was real. It wasn't, pie in the sky stuff. Regardless to the scope of it, you may have an issue with that. The fact that it delivered on the stage finally for this game that's been kept behind closed doors for so long, and it didn't embarrass itself. That was the main thing. It didn't embarrass. It looked strong. So shout out to Jez, tremendous article. Clobrill, all you guys got me hyped about it. But real talk, this show to me was like a glorified Game Pass reveal. Like it was. Listen, for the fans, I get it. The way I look at it is like the pacing. Oh my God, the pacing is so terrible.
It was 2 hours though.
Oh, like they could have condensed the first hour, maybe throw the Matt Booty thing up. I just feel like they have great information to share, but the problem is it always comes down to the presentation. When you watch a Nintendo Direct, right? It's short, it's concise, it's boom, 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 and then maybe you get a surprise like, oh, one more thing, right? They know how to cater to the base. When you watch a Sony presentation, it's very theatrical, it's very movie, like you're into the game, you're getting into it. I'm sorry, when you get the Crazy Larry segment, bro, come on.
But Lord Cognito, how many times did I tell you that these guys are trying to be hip?
Yeah, it's like, but here's the thing. It's like, you know what it is? Like a good friend. When you got a friend and you have a really good friend, be like, look, man, you bugging out right now. Like they don't have that good friend on the presentation team to say, listen, man, like this crazy.
Hey, I like Crazy Larry. I don't care you.
Yo, I love Larry.
Listen, I love Larry too.
The thing with Larry is that Larry always appears as if he's on, like the camera's always on him, and that is the version of Larry that we get. But that comes off as disingenuous.
But that's him though. Like if you meet him, that's
so you say he's disingenuous all the time.
No, okay, listen, I really hate when people be going in on Larry. And I really hate it because
and it's not only to him, it's everyone else that was on that presentation team. It's the same thing. It's like you said, it is that fake, sort of fake enthusiasm.
It's just too forced. It's too cringy. It's too like I said, it's like someone that they're trying to do something too hard, and a lot of that stuff can be eliminated if you just cut the filler.
If you're not what I feel like, if you're not Todd Howard in the way he presents stuff, because he does a similar method, but it sounds genuine when he does.
Yeah, it's like sometimes less is more. Okay, Jez. I hear Jez chirping. I hear Jez chirping. What you got to say, Jez? I hear you.
When you mentioned Todd Howard, this is exactly what it is. Todd doesn't have a script.
Yeah, he's freestyling.
He's off top.
Todd just talks. The rest of it script. So like they're trying to stick to a script, and that's why it sounds disingenuous.
And that I agree with you. When you do a script, it's hard to make it genuine. It's hard to make it feel like it's not
people. Y'all are walking away from a lot of great information that was there. The Final Fantasy stuff was there.
Absolutely.
You was talking about the Devil May Cry stuff was there.
Absolutely.
It gets drowned out though.
It gets drowned. Thank you. Because let me finish my point. They have great announcements. They have great information. But when you have those bad pacing issues and those gaps and these crazy, weird, goofy things going on, you have now killed all the momentum that you built up. And that's what I felt. I felt the first hour was strong. If they had put booty and the announcements and moved that to the end of the first hour, kind of condensed the Minecraft stuff. I thought the Game Pass announcements were pretty cool. Some of the games were solid. What's that game? The XCOM game, the Mutant Zero, whatever, was cool.
Good.
I thought that was dope.
The talking ducks.
Yeah. After Charge, I played at PAX East. That's a great little
Void
kind of
Bastards.
Overwatch
I
kind of
like
thing.
Void
There's
Bastards.
some actually cool announcements. Now we got to get to the missteps though. Where was Ashen? Ashen?
Yeah, I tweeted that like a dummy, dog. I tweeted out thinking I'm smart, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But you know something? I played the game. I just finished playing the game, so it's coming.
It's going to be at the Game Awards.
But we were told it's definitely in Game Pass. That was announced at E3.
By the end,
we were told by the studio, right? Annapurna, I can't pronounce the name. That it multiple times. It's coming in 2018. Fam, it's November 11th.
Yeah.
When is this game?
It's gonna be a part of Winter of Arcade, and it has to come out next month. If they don't come out next month, I'm screaming at somebody.
Screaming at somebody.
That's all I gotta say. And then the last, the last points for the standouts for me, obviously Crackdown. Just Cause 4 looked phenomenal. I thought that looked amazing. Mutant Year Zero, that was my joint after Charge. State of Decay deal. Shout out to Fogey and the crew. Them guys are passionate. Free DLC. Yeah. I like that. Everything Energy Enthusiast, the studio announcements. But just like I said, no Ashen. The Minecraft segment too long. Crazy Eddie Larry segment in the bushes. It's just you know what?
Yeah,
the last thing I'll say. The last thing I'll say is that
Lord Cognito, the Black Friday thing, we
rolled our eyes. I literally tuned out. All they needed to do, King,
hit that like button, man.
Hit that like button, because we talking good stuff. Here's the thing: all they needed to do, JayDub, is they needed a JPEG. I don't care if it was feeble. Just get
a fake screenshot of something.
Just say that you're working on a franchise that people are looking for.
No,
even if you have no,
which is crazy, right? Because
that's all I want.
It's crazy because Sony has done that billion times before. The game is not releasing for 3-4 years, but you still got a fake screenshot out there. You still, like deep down, remember they showed that stuff. We hadn't seen that in 4 or 5 years. But
I think the problem is they don't want to go in that direction.
Because of the scale down situation. I get it.
No, it's not even the scale bound thing. I think that has something to do with it because they don't want to announce something. Some of these games, I highly doubt it's going to get canceled. Because they just invested money into these games. Why would they cancel them? But something could happen in the development cycle. I don't know. But I think they don't want to have an issue where they have to show the same game at E3 for 3 years.
But here's the thing, right? It happened. You can't leave the people wanting more, and that's what I think a lot of people are going to keep hanging over Microsoft's head. Yeah, we're glad you're finally investing in studios. You've made some major acquisitions, and that's good. But we know for a fact we're not going to see a lot of these games for 3 to 4 years, which is leading to next generation. So every year, right now people are already talking about, well, let's wait to E3. Let's see if they're going to show this at E3. And so this perpetual cycle keep going. Just if Phil would have walked out there right after the show and said, look, this is what we got on our plate. We got Fable confirmed. Bam. It's right there. That screenshot up there. We got this game. Bam. It's up there. It's showing it. At least people can know these are solid games that are coming, and that'll shut up the naysayers, and that'll kind of quiet down the crowd that at least they acknowledge them. But just to say, well, we don't want to talk about it now. You can't be hushed for 3 to 4 years until these games are ready. You can't.
I agree with you, Kratos, but it's like you said before. They know the audience for this. They know it's the Xbox crowd that's going to be there regardless. They're going to criticize, but they're going to be there regardless. Those are announcements that are better served at the Game Awards when there are more eyes on it. E3, obviously, when there are more eyes on it.
Yeah.
It's wishful thinking on our part, and obviously the fan base deserves that. But if as a business move, it doesn't make the most sense to get it out there. Even though the fan base, once they get that information, they're going to disseminate that out, right?
Right.
It still doesn't have the same impact.
You know what it didn't do for us? This is why we mad. It didn't give us stuff to tweet about. So
hey, there you go. There you go.
The fact that our fingers didn't get to go and boom, boom, bang. Yes.
But guys, we haven't talked in depth about these two studios, though, man.
Absolutely. Go for it.
They got me too. They got Obsidian. Oh my lord.
Huge.
They got In Exile. Torment Tides of Numenera, the Bard's Tale. Wait, man, dude. If
Yes,
you're an
just tell me that an
RPG
hour
head,
earlier,
Two
and I'd have been
RPG
good.
companies,
1
yeah.
hour earlier, Solve, I'd have been fine. But
what's
Crazy Harry
interesting
between
to
that,
me, no, I don't like. I didn't want.
And
I
it's
didn't want
like
Crazy Eddie. I didn't
It's
want
like I
Crazy
said
Eddie.
in the stream. I was like, they're making us watch this Minecraft stuff. They're making us watch this stuff that like is really cringeworthy because they know we want to see the announcement at the end of the show.
And they
Guys,
foreshadowed it, right? They gave you the entire list and they told you at
You
the
know
end,
something?
game announcements, studio announcements.
Minecraft is probably the #1 top selling franchise that's in
it
Microsoft
is.
stable.
It is. No,
Yeah,
it's
All right.
of all time, not just
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
So again, Kratos has hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, it's not for me.
It's not for us. I
but
got
here's the
Game
thing:
Pass
it's the
for the next
length of
6
time
years.
you spend on it. You have to know the audience also. That's what I'm saying. It's almost a tone deaf attitude when it comes to presentation. You
Well, they
have to know
wanted to
your
get
audience.
Larry's segment in. Come on, man. Like, Larry had to get his segment on. And if he didn't get his segment on, you had to get pandas and kitty cats on. Well, listen, man, like, and listen, it's a lot of things that went on with you. Did you notice the announcer, she was doing Forza.
Yes.
And she wasn't actually controlling the car?
Yeah.
Did you really look at this? So that part is disingenuous. That's the part I'm talking about,
Right.
where you fake an interaction. Don't do that. Don't do that because we're not stupid. We actually know that you was steering right, but the car was going left. We know this. We see it. But let's you know what? Let's stop trying so hard. Let's stop trying so hard and just let it do it. Just do it.
But I definitely feel what Sovereign is saying, and I don't want to
You know what?
undercut the announcements of those studios.
The great stuff.
Yo, those are huge.
What Lord King just said, I didn't notice that during the stream, but I bet you that's why she was off that in the middle of that. It's like, no, like you can ask the Lord Cog. I was like, they done snatched someone out of that scene so she can play that.
Lord Jez, man, can you calm me down? Am I overreacted? What's your feeling on it as far as presentation specifically with Microsoft?
I was totally wasted during the show, so I don't.
I love it. See, that's what I should have did. I should have did with Jez. I should have got drunk. I got a little buzz on during the show. Maybe my attitude would be more calm.
I was hanging out with friends at the time, and like during the boring segments, we just chatted to each other and stuff like that. But even though we were drunk and we were chatting, we did think, is they seriously taking this long to talk about cats and pandas?
Thank you.
It was ridiculously long. But it's like people say, it's not for us. And Minecraft is the second biggest franchise of all time behind Tetris.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
They have to serve.
They have to cater to that. You're all right.
I just feel like it didn't need to be that long. That's it makes sense, and I still feel like they're evolving their format and sort of learning and how best to do these sort of things. Phil even said, like, during the show, they're sort of like, they know they've got work to do with PC gamers, for example, and it's like they're sort of getting all their sort of pieces in play before they figure some of this stuff out. And to be honest, not many companies really completely do this perfectly all the time. I mean, Nintendo is kind of like.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
go for it, kid.
Did you just realize? I just realized that they literally snuck the ability to pre-download Game Pass games that aren't out yet.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And one other thing too that we're not talking about, we've overlooked keyboard and mouse support, right? And this is just me personally. This is me being selfish. I thought that was great, right? They had some announcements of games and stuff like that. I was surprised, Jez, no Gears Tactics. I thought that'd been the perfect time to kind of include that in there, man. Because we and you are both XCOM guys, and I would love to play that on the console as opposed to right now, quote unquote, being exclusive to the PC.
Right. I fully expect Gears Tactics on Xbox.
Okay. Get nervous. Get nervous.
But this is all about messaging and optics again. It's like they want the hardcore strategy game players, which do live on PC. They want them to know that this is being built for PC first. Yes. So, like, if they announce it, I feel like
I would think.
I assume they're thinking is that like if they announce both, they'll think, oh, it's just going to be a console port or whatever. They want them to know that this is a true strategy game, hardcore. You know, it's
Because Halo Wars 2 was pretty much the other way around. It was made for console and ported to PC, and it was really looked down on in the PC community. They don't want that again.
See, Microsoft, they overthink too much, and I blame this on a rabid PlayStation and PC fanboys.
Yeah, we play JayDub. We play JayDub.
They over. It's like,
get him, kid. Get him.
Strategic messaging, dude. It's just like, just do what you got to do, man. Like,
I think if they cared about that, they would do what Sony does and talk about a game 6 years in advance and not care.
They're not the only ones that do it. Nintendo has been doing it for years. Yo, y'all gotta stop walking around. Yeah, come on. Listen, and you know what? And Kratos said,
85% of what Nintendo does is cringeworthy.
and listen, and Kratos said, well, why don't Microsoft just, put a little thumbnail and sticker up and do the same thing that everybody else is doing? Yep. And you know what? I get you when you say that. Do that so you can shut people up, so you can know that this stuff is moving and we can stop the speculating. Yeah. I know you want to stop the speculating and you want some concrete stuff. You know what happens when you put out concrete stuff and then your concrete stuff gets smashed to oblivion and it gets thrown away? You get hesitant in doing such a thing. That's Scalebound. I don't care what anybody says. We actually saw it on the floor. I don't know if it was playable for some other people, but I actually was going to pre-order the game after seeing it, even though it was in a very bad state. Yeah. I said, they're going to clean it up by the time it's time to get around. That slowdown that I see right there, they're going to fix that. That little area over there that I saw that looked like a black wall, they're going to fix that. And they didn't. They didn't come to terms. And the game got canceled. And you got burnt. And if you get burnt one too many times where PlayStation is doing these heavy hitters, brother, they see these games.
Yeah.
So don't put yourself in a bad position where you can always be criticized. You want to get praised sometimes too. So sometimes it makes you afraid to put that foot out because you're afraid to get stomped.
But King, did you notice that they can announce like studio quizzes and they still get criticized for it? I literally was arguing with this. I don't want them buying studios. I want games. I'm like, studio.
Hey, Smooth. You know they only do it to trigger people like you, right?
Trigger you, bro.
They doing it for you. It's not that they don't care about Microsoft or Xbox. It's they doing it because it's great optics on Twitter for you. It gets you triggered. That's why it's done. Now, here's the thing, David. I agree with you 1,000%. And while Scalebound did kind of burn them, and there were a lot of PlayStation guys, a lot of PC guys, and a lot of PlayStation Xbox guys. We're looking forward to Scalebound because it was a Western RPG, but more than not, it was an RPG. And luckily now, right, they see the value in RPGs on their platform. That's why they bought our Obsidian and this other developer. So now we're getting that, right? But you can't keep going with negative. And I'll be the first to say this, right? Regardless of how I troll on Twitter and stuff like that, I'm a gamer first, but. It's about time for Phil and all those guys to get that negative fog over the head of Xbox. It needs to go away. It's been over their head for 5 years. And I feel like even if they got some good information, the bad information that's coming right after that by them flubbing up this event, right? With the timing was off, just the rabbit stuff that was going on. You overlooked, and a lot of people bypassed all the good stuff that they showed because they were too busy either dozing off or saying this is horrible format and stuff like that. Last year, 2017, the PSX was the same thing. Remember what happened there? People was like, oh man, it's crazy. They had this was just not the format. That's just what that is. And you got to, this is what I think. And this is, I've always said this. I think Microsoft really lost this generation by a huge margin because of their PR. Their PR was not there. Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, and Mike Ibarra, they are, Major Nelson, they are the PR team for Xbox. Where Sony, you never see Yoshida out there. You never see all those other guys from the executives out there on Front Street like that at every, Phil and them, they make themselves accessible, which is good, but it's also a fault. They need to go and hire the top tier. They need to poach some people from Apple some PR people from Apple or some other company, bring them in and have them to rebrand what Xbox is and what it needs to be to make sure that there's no flubs. Crackdown, I think a lot of air was let out the tank when they showed it at that was it Gamescom or that one event. They had all the B class actors and stuff there playing the games. These people have never played a game in their life before. They got cars humping other cars. It was just a bad showing for Crackdown.
He said humping other cars.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
I hear where you're going, but
that let the air out for Crackdown, and then they went silent for a whole year, and now they just shown it. So it's PR is everything. It'll make you or break you. It'll turn bad stuff into good.
I hear where you're going on the PR aspect, but I want to give credit to the execs because I feel like the Ibarras and these guys are true gamers, right? These guys really like. I feel I rather them doing what they're doing as opposed to the quote unquote suit who really just trying to sell you a product but doesn't really interact or play games. Like so, I like what they're doing.
Kratos, remember when I wanted you to come to E3 to experience the Fan Fest, and we was talking about the tickets and stuff like that? Yeah. And I really would have loved for you to come to this E3 so you can actually, because you would have actually interacted with
these guys, man. They're good guys, man. They really game. Now I see where you're going with the PR aspect that maybe it shouldn't be all on them to have to do promotion.
I don't want them to change, though. I don't want
them to change because to me that's what makes Xbox special.
I don't want them to change. But here's the thing: the good guys never get the girl. The good guys never get the girl. They can be themselves, but when somebody's out there talking about Xbox and trying to get these games displayed and get the hype going, they need a whole nother team that isolates them from the negative publicity. I see what now you're gonna have cats going at Phil's head, Aaron's head, and all these guys' heads, and it's unfair to them, right? They're just trying to do what they need to do for their brand and their product. But at the same time, if you get a PR firm to isolate that stuff, then you got other people they can blame if they mess
to
up.
installate them.
Phil can walk out there and say, "Hey guys, I'm sorry about this event. They flubbed it up. You know, here's a free month of Game Pass. We put PUBG on there, and then Phil comes out looking like
they're not good. They're not good at placing the fall guy in front of them. They don't do that.
Let me get Kid, man. I need your Kid and Jez. I need your opinion, and then we'll move on. As far as the executives and what Kratos is saying, as far as they should change, and as far as the PR, what's your stance on that?
Oh, first of all, Microsoft as a whole, they don't work like this anymore, and for reasons. Literally for the opposite reason is because they were criticized for it back in the day. You know, the whole Windows 8 thing and terrible PR like that. Going even further back to like Vista and stuff. And to be honest, Microsoft still today suffers from having bad PR. You know, like I see when I was looking on some of the subreddits when they acquired Obsidian, people were like, "Oh my god, Microsoft." And make mobile games and microtransactions. What year are these guys living in? They think mobile games and microtransactions. It's they've suffered from this, and like I think the problem is it's just because they're this huge corporation with a lot of baggage. They're like 40 years old, 30 years old, something like that. I should probably know that, but I don't. But like they've got a lot of baggage, and they've got to drag that with them. And I think like now you've got like the Windows team, and they do the whole Windows Insider thing, working directly with Windows enthusiasts, and the Xbox team work directly, and they don't have a PR firm between them because in their mind it's better to get raw sort of information when you don't have a PR firm watering it down for you in the middle. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. Yeah, it leads to some clunky announcements maybe and stuff like that. But on the flip side, it should hopefully, theoretically, lead to a better product that's more consumer-oriented than, you know, corporate-oriented. But who knows? Maybe it's wrong, maybe it's right. I don't know. But guys, I'm sorry, but I have to bail.
You have to run. No, Jez, absolute Iron Lord salute for coming through.
Thank you, Jez.
Much appreciate you, man. We love what you and Rand are doing. Salute and thanks again for dropping your insight and knowledge on the Crackdown topic as well.
No worries. If you've got any more questions, just hit me up. And
absolutely, bro. Have a good one, man. Thank you, Lord Jez.
Bye, guys.
All right, have a good one. Kidsmoove.
Yeah, I am one to believe that Microsoft could use a better PR team. Like I look around. You look at other businesses. You look at Apple. You look at Google, and you look at even like PlayStation. It's just like, damn, like why does Microsoft make promoting your shit look so difficult?
And I don't even see it as Microsoft so much. I don't even see it as Microsoft so much as it is Xbox, not necessarily Microsoft, because you don't see anybody coming at Satya Nadella's head.
That's true. That's true. Hey, when they market those Surface Pro tablets and all that stuff be on fleek. I mean, it'd be the top tier.
Especially
it's
when you
just
watching
some
the
about
NFL.
Xbox.
Yeah, you watch NFL, they got the little Surface tablets going.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, all right, cool.
They come out with the commercials. They be sleek. They be nice. It be on point.
It has to be approached differently because the gamer and the gaming community is just we're kind of entitled. We're kind of bitching and we bitch and we moan. So it's like
entitled. Did you just
we are.
Listen,
you just heard Kratos tell you that I don't care for your Xbox everywhere. I don't care for that. I want my system. I want that premium. He said, you see what type of quality you going to get from these S's. I don't want that. I want and it kind of entitled. We are entitled. We expect
we are. The hardcore is entitled.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah, so we going to get
Kid.
it, man. Go get that.
Kid, you were saying with the
marketing? That was just like one of the issues I have when it comes to when them like having to announce, like it was the same thing when it was coming out with the X. I'm like, man, they ain't really going to deliver this with like nothing. I feel like when they had the X, they could have. I'm like, they could have been able to do some like petty stuff and just buy third-party exclusives. I don't care if it was for like 5 months. Just do it. You know what I mean? Just because we know they didn't have like any exclusives coming. And I just felt like they could have did a better job with that. So
I have to disagree with the exclusive thing. I feel like that could be really bad if it's not done right. Look how the Tomb Raider thing worked out for them.
Because Square Enix was stupid.
But no, that's both of them. Like, and to be honest with you, they would have had to delay it out of that year entirely. The whole year was stacked. But look at Dead Rising 4. Regardless what Kidsmoove wants to think, that game's trash. Like, it comes to the point where it is pointless to make something exclusive unless it's a relevant game. Like, ain't nobody talking about those games now. A lot of those games are multi-plat now. So
facts. You're right about that. We need to separate, right? This is I think a lot of people misunderstand when people say Xbox has no games. No, Xbox has plenty of games. When they're saying that, it's just the games are irrelevant to what is in the topic in the discussion of the day. Right now, earlier, we talked about God of War, right? And that game came out April, May, sometime frame.
Already on the top 10 of the most sold PlayStation.
That game is going to be talked about. Spider-Man's talked about, and other games are talked about. Xbox don't like. Forza Horizon just launched not too long ago, and people are not. It's not even in the discussion of the day. That's what people are saying. Microsoft needs a game that is the topic of the day for longer than a week or two. It needs to be it needs to make its mark, and we may have to wait for Gears 5 for that to happen again. But that's just kind of what it is.
I feel, man. Look, at the end of the day, we'll just wrap this thing up because we went crazy. But listen, I hear what everyone's saying. We all have our opinions on the show. We do. I think we all are in agreement that the announcements themselves were good. We may have issues with the presentation. And last thing, everybody just go through real quick. Just your overall rating. So, Kid, what was your overall rating? 1 to 10.
1 to 10, I give it a solid 7. Like I said, the information I wanted. I had see nothing wrong with any of the information we got. It's just the show itself is Inside Xbox, and Inside Xbox is never really a good show. But the news, it was the best Inside Xbox.
Inside Xbox is exactly what that kind of information was designed for.
All right, Lord Kratos, what was your score? 1 to 10.
Hey, I give it a 10 out of 10. I told you it wasn't for me. Hey, I tell you again, it wasn't for me. But from what I'm seeing on Twitter and the YouTube, most of the Xbox guys are enthusiastic about it. So therefore, I'll support that. It just wasn't for me.
No
But I
doubt.
give it a 10 out of 10. It did what it was supposed to do, obviously.
No doubt. Lord Attic, what was your rating?
I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Right. At the end of the day, I understand what what was going on. I think it would have been a lot better if Obsidian wasn't leaked. I think just that. I mean,
Take the
just
thunder away.
imagine a world where it never got leaked. No one's even thinking about it. And then at the end of that, like, we're buying Obsidian. It would have blown people's minds. It would have been like the Ninja Theory. A lot of people gave the W to E3 of Microsoft because Ninja Theory was bought.
No doubt. Yo, the chat is loving. Sam is in the chat. He's loving JayDub's 10 out of 10. Lord Solve, I need that ranking, sir.
I give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, the studio announcements for me were great. Two great RPG studios. It's going to be interesting to see how because they sort of overlap one another in terms of the type of RPGs that they make.
Yeah.
So that's going to be crazy just to see what they come up with. The Crackdown stuff I enjoyed just because they finally got out in front of it. They gave you a release date that was earlier than what had been anticipated. So it shows that there's confidence in the product they're finally bringing to the table. And the extra stuff for State of Decay, for Forza is cool. So information wise, I thought it was there. It's just the presentation I could do without.
No doubt. Lord King, your score, please.
You know, we are the hardest on ourselves.
Yes.
Because I told y'all last week what they were gonna do.
Is it a higher score than anyone else in here?
I know, this is crazy.
Well, he can't because I'm gonna give it what Phil did for you, and I'm gonna give that 10 out of 10 as well.
Oh, I thought you were about to give it 11 out of 10.
No, this was the perfect show for you, kid.
I'm gonna give you the 10 out of 10 for this, for the simple fact. I told y'all last week, and when everybody said, "Oh, King is smoking crack," or it's King is on, he's dreaming. It's everything I said they were gonna do, they did. Like, you saw the Crackdown, you saw the destructibility, you saw the new games that they had there, you saw the DLC for the Horizon, you saw the 2 studios that was picked up. I said they was gonna pick up 2 studios. I hope they would pick up 5, but they picked up 2. They showed 2. All right.
You did say 2. You did say 2.
You did say 2.
I did say 2. I said 2.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
We giving you correct.
And they did these things. And what more do we want? Like, I'm sitting there trying to figure it out. What do these dudes have to do to make y'all just say, "Damn, they trying at least"? You see these. I'm sorry if you Xbox heads see God of War and Spider-Man, and you're sitting there with the envious face. You don't have to be envious. All you got to do is get your bucks up, go down to the store, pick up a PlayStation, and play the damn game. And then just wait your turn. For when Xbox games, that the studios that they just purchased produces games of that quality, but they see the mark and they go for it. But I give it a 10 out of 10 because it's what I said they was gonna do.
You hit that Tyrese. What do you want?
You know why? Because I really didn't feel what these Twitter streets was talking. Like,
Kofi and them were giving it like 2 out of 10s and stuff.
Yeah, like, what did you want them to do, Kofi? You wanted Halo to pop out? Like, you wanted Master Chief to run out on stage and tell them that Halo Reach 2 was gonna be here? Like, what did you want?
I guarantee you, Kofi won't come out openly and say this, but Lord Kofi gave it such a low score because they didn't give anything he really liked, and they didn't announce Sunset on Steam and Windows.
Yeah, all his stuff he didn't get. Yeah.
Shout out to Cole. His prediction, his out of the bushes prediction. Listen, this was not E3. This was like Sovereign brought me down to earth. Yeah. When he said, "Yo, remember this is an inside Xbox." I said, "Yo, you know what? You for real on that?" And that's true.
I just want to say something real quick. Like, at the end of the day, the studios they bought, I would say, Compulsion and Undead, those are the two wild cards a little bit. I think Undead's going to give a solid product next. I think the bugs really hurt them.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this, but Microsoft didn't fully fund their games. They helped them with their games.
They helped them with their game. Yeah, so when they did that, for the next one, it's going to be lit.
Yeah, and Happy Few had a lot of issues, but it was a very adult-orientated narrative story, and that's what Microsoft needs. I really feel like besides those two studios, because those are the ones that's been kind of rocky a little bit, the rest I could see give nothing but 8 and 5s above. Like all that, the talent in those studios, especially Obsidian and Ninja Theory are about to make some crazy stuff.
That's a good look. Look, I'm still staying on my 6, y'all. I'm sorry.
Bro, you right in the bushes. I'm gonna kick you right over the edge. You didn't like Crazy Larry.
You throw me in the bushes, and I'm grabbing Larry, and we going in the bushes together.
See, that's the thing. Like, listen, man. You gotta get off your thing with Larry, man. Larry drag you down 4 points.
So this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna jump up and bear hug.
Bear hug. And we diving in the
jumping in the bushes with Larry.
I'm diving because at the end of the day, what he was sitting on the therapist table talking to himself. We grabbing that whole chair. That whole office is in the bushes. That is out of here. But now, listen, the announcements are strong. Just the presentation really hurt it. That's all I say. If they condensed about an hour of it, it could have been really tight, concise.
Great.
Yeah, it could have been great. And
that's the biggest issue that me and Sovereign have with Microsoft. Is they let other people create their narrative.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, y'all got good stuff. I'm gonna be hard on them. Look, that Xbox is my preferred brand. I'd rather give them. I'm the friend that I'd rather give you the tough love before you walk off the cliff.
Don't give no tough love. They just gave you 16 games in Game Pass. Like 16 joints.
What's that expression? We used to be like the emperor had no clothes. I gotta tell them what's going on.
Okay, I get it, King. I get it. They gave us that many games in Game Pass. Name them all.
One of them is Thomas.
You want me to name them all? You want me to name them all? If you want me to give you them, I'll give you them. But come on, man. Like, bro. They was actually really good. Yo, PUBG right now, Game Pass, man. Like, really, they just.
So you know what you should have called this? You should have called this Inside Game Pass. Call this Inside Game Pass.
You know what happened? You know why you got all this Game Pass stuff? You know why? PlayStation Now.
No, and because Game Pass made 41 million last quarter.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But now one of y'all.
Let's segue because we gotta get
do that.
Let's do Solve. Can we do rapid fire? Square and PS Now, and just get out of here.
Let's dead the Square thing.
Okay. Let's do PS Now because the perfect joint, right? Yeah. So listen, at the end of the day, like I said, 6 out of 10. That's how I feel. But now you brought up the elephant in the room. PS Now, right? Super JayDub, I love you. Super data has been released. And to my surprise, they talked about the top game subscription services generated $273 million in the third quarter, and PlayStation Now, the dominant service, by generate 52% of the revenue. Now they say,
Jay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen, Jay. I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't as sweet as you think. No. Listen,
I agree with you. Here's the thing, though. Sony is dominating on every game front. We just knew, right? We just knew Xbox Live was the top tier. PSN is the top tier. We just knew that Game Pass was up there top tier, but no. PlayStation Now, and that shocked even PlayStation. Was shocked about that because we, as PlayStation guys, we all call PS Now dog crap because we don't use it. We want the native stuff. We don't want the streaming. But obviously, there's a lot of PlayStation guys out there that are in the opposite mind.
Let me finish the stats. Let me finish the stats. So you got that. So first place, 52% of the venue, and then second place was EA Access on Xbox One, 16%, and then third was Game Pass at 15% of the sector's cash. So I like JayDub said, this was very surprising.
I gotta go at him because y'all not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna get it to him, and I'm telling you,
you're losing on. Listen, when you losing on every
all right. Right.
Listen,
All
you remember it
right.
came out. Remember we came out about
Yo.
the controllers, right?
Yeah.
Sony sells more controllers than freaking
You got more
Xbox. Like,
systems out there. Shut up.
no.
Let's get it. Let's
Go
go.
ahead.
Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm just
All right.
saying, like,
All right. Toe to toe. Here it is. Bang bang boogie. I'm gonna give you the
go.
bang bang boogie. The reason why your PlayStation Now is popping because you was throwing it in everybody's TV that had a television. Let's get it. Bang bang boogie. Let's get it. All right. So don't act like that came from the systems. That didn't come from the systems. That came from you guys pushing it into everything that y'all can get into. If it's on the tablet, let's take it over there.
These are subscriptions, though. These are subscriptions.
No.
These are
You know what?
devices.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that subscription thing because it took me aback. But also, Game Pass has not had the same longevity as PlayStation Now. So you built up this Steam. Let's look at the same amount of years and let's put that up against you. I'm willing to do it at any point in time. When you want to go from time to time to check that out, I'm gonna tell you right now, Game Pass is gonna bust it upside the head because you thought in your head, you said, I know Game Pass is beating it. I know that, but it wasn't. You know why it wasn't? Because it had a big lead. We can't sit here and start acting like something that, the install base. You can't start acting like this new boy on the block, the new kid on the block is going to knock off the champ. The champ has been running around the ring for a little bit, but he's getting kind of fat. All right? So we going to get the champ. Now, you said the controllers. Of course, you're selling more controllers because your controllers die. So you gotta buy a new controller. You can't go change the battery.
Oh my God!
All right.
Let's get JayDub with the rebut.
Let me get my rebuttal. Let
Jay get the rebut, man.
All right. So, we're going to go by that logic. All right, we need to keep that same energy. We need to keep that same energy when last generation, when Xbox had the red ring of death and they ended up selling 80-something million copies. That means the actual number of copies of systems actually sold and not replaced is closer to 40 million, which is where Xbox is right now. So let's just agree.
We should have had a red ring of death for this system, so that we could have had 90 million.
There you go. No, but listen. Truth be told, I think everybody was shocked. Probably Yoshida was sitting and spit his drink out when he found that, because honestly, as a PlayStation centric guy, there was no way in hell you could tell me that Game Pass was not outselling, because I mean, come on, we're talking about PS Now, right? The price structure, the whole streaming thing. I mean, I just would not think it, but I was shocked when it happened. But at the same time, it's like, again, as good as we want to pretend that all of these services and stuff is, it seems like no wonder Sony didn't get rid of PlayStation Now, like we've been saying. Get rid of that. Nobody using that. Well, no wonder they keeping it up, because it's making the money. That's just shocking. It's really just shocking.
I think it wasn't shocking to Yoshida at all, because I think when we look at it, right, as gamers, we always look at stuff from our perspective, and we think selfishly that is just our perspective.
We'd be like, that's trash. Nobody
you never take the step back and say, okay, who is this for, right? Right. And in doing that, shout out to Rand, because Rand was on a podcast. It wasn't his with Jez. It was another podcast where he echoed my sentiments exactly. He's like, this isn't for you. And I'm sure the people at PlayStation know that. I'm sure Yoshida knew full well how well PS Now is doing. We just don't know because we don't care for it. I tried it. It sucks.
Nobody in here got it, but somebody got it.
Somebody got it.
You're right. Which is crazy, because I got Game Pass.
Everybody in here got Game Pass, but Game Pass is losing. But nobody got PlayStation Now. But PlayStation Now is
exactly. That's crazy. I would love to see the percentage increase from when it started to the point where they allowed downloads on PS Now, and see how that's a good point.
I think there's a couple things that attribute to it. I think Bloodborne being put in it helped it. I think that's one of the biggest things that's hurting Xbox that PlayStation has going for them is they're always doing the $100 off for a year thing.
It's revenue. It's revenue.
Right.
So those
If
would,
you give
that's the
people
one reason why Xbox Game Pass is behind, because if you're giving it away for $1, you're not going to make as much revenue.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no,
but they haven't been
I'm
giving
not-
it away for $1 for long. I mean,
I'm not
that's
saying that. What I'm
special, you know.
saying is a lot of people don't like subscription. They'd rather pay $100 for a whole year and be good.
That's me.
And see, Microsoft, I don't know why they don't do it, but if they do what they did with Xbox Live, because technically Xbox Live and games with Game Pass should be the same price.
Yeah.
But what's going on here is they give 50% off if you buy a year of Xbox Live, but they don't do it with Game Pass. If you can buy a whole year for $60 of Game Pass, they're going to probably go up 1 million subscribers in a day, because people don't want to pay $10 a month for a whole year when they could just pay $60 and take a half loss. But they're getting people on it for a whole year, and chances are, how many people here get the EA access for $30 a year and not paid every month?
That's true.
Yeah, I get it for the year. I just knock it out.
Yeah.
And then
I just got it for the PC, the
and then
Premiere.
when that year's up, how many here forget to
it popped up on my credit card, and I said, "What? I didn't even use it."
I got stuck with it. I got stuck with an extra month of PS Now because I forgot to turn it off. I can guarantee you, a lot of the people getting these, a lot of them had to do with that $100.
Yeah, man.
So you meaning to tell me that within 1 month, all of a sudden, all these subscriptions just went sky high and
No, it's
overtook
not
Game
1
Pass?
month. It's done it a few times.
Oh, okay.
No doubt.
It's just shocking.
I worked at Dish Network. You'd be surprised how many times I had to talk to people about canceling their Netflix subscription because they forgot they're being charged for 6 months.
Recurring charges is people forget. People forget. Yo, kid, real quick.
Can we all agree? Can we all agree with this one thing?
Go for it.
That Sony is winning on all fronts.
Oh my
So
god!
they're doing something right.
They're not gonna get that on this.
No. Yo, listen. You're gonna get. We gotta give the man his due. We gotta give the man his due because he sits there and he gets ribbed by Def Singer all day long.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give you your due because I did not expect none of this. I'm not gonna lie. But I got my theories and I got my excuses. But at the end of the day, it's crap.
Kratos on this one.
No, I got it. Yo, listen, I don't got PlayStation.
He went there mission into submission.
Okay,
I can't give him that.
Going back to what Jez said, right? Let's be clear. These are not official numbers. Super Data is a private organization.
Hey, let's not pull the fake news now. Let's not pull the
This is 1 quarter. This is 1 quarter. To King's defense, the install base of the PlayStation is crazy much more. And as well as they had, it was in the TVs and all that stuff. Game Pass is a fairly new service. Let's see how this continues.
Yeah, let's see how it goes later. But right now, he's winning.
He's winning. I was surprised. I did not expect that. I obviously, my opinion is that's the inferior service. But like Saul was saying, this is not for me. You know what I mean? And it's clearly successful for them. So that part I have to. That part I have to get.
The revenue that PS Now is getting is double monthly too. Yeah. So
it's insane. It's insane. And then Slow Mo says, wasn't that the quarter when PS Now announced you can download the games? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So people are like, all right, let me dust this off.
It was again when you making moves that are directly affecting being the number one. See, Sony is in this thing to win in every category. Not just I got a little bit.
You running around doing this.
I don't like him going on talking about.
Hey, let me wear the belt for one day, Dave.
Listen. I'm throwing your belt in the bushes.
I'll be in them bushes with Major Nelson, huh?
What are you doing with Major Nelson in these bushes, man?
Yo, kid, I need your feeling it. Let's close out, man. Kid, what's your feeling? Was you surprised at the PS Now thing? Or he stepped away?
The kids was wild. It just went crazy a second ago.
Man.
No, he had to go wipe his tears. That's all that was.
Yo, I gotta get out of here.
I know we're out of here, so we doing the poll. We running, man. All right, new poll this week. Now that the dust has settled from XO18, in your opinion, did the Inside Xbox Fan Fest show live up to the hype promoted by Microsoft?
The choices are.
I can't wait for this extra question. This extra one.
A, yes, tons of solid announcements and great studio pickups. B, no, we must demand Microsoft improve the quality of their shows. Or C, I don't care. Crazy Larry in the white glove segments always win the show for me. That is the question. Those are the choices. Please rock the ILP vote when it goes up later. Lord DreamcastGuy, Lord Jez, Lord Kidsmoove, Lord JayDub. Absolute pleasure to have y'all in the building, man. I know we lost DreamcastGuy because his connection and Jez only come through very shortly. Lord Kid, man, much appreciated. Where can people find you if you are still there now dealing with your kids? Okay, he's still there dealing with his kids. Lord JayDub. Absolute pleasure, man. Free, back out here in the Twitterverse. Good to see you. Great to have you back in the realm, man. Where can people find you?
Definitely. You guys can find me on Twitter at JayDubCity16, trying to keep you guys laughing with the gifts and the memes. You know what I mean? Thanks again.
This time, man. Just stay out of jail.
I know. Hey, I'm on probation, so I'm good. You know, I don't have a problem.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, man, because I wanted to reach out to you, but I only had you on Twitter. So could you please just,
that is true.
hit that number, and so next time you get banned, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna do some other crazy joint. I can reach out.
Hey, I got you. I'm locking you in. I'm locking you in.
Because you know, when you get sent up north, we don't got no way.
Yo, I literally said, what the hell happened? So I went to message you, and it said, that cannot be done. This player does not exist. This guy, I said, what? What the hell happened?
Yeah, some crazy stuff. And,
no, I know the whole thing. We ain't gonna rehash it. You know, it's man talk. It was two men talking
segments.
And then it had groups of other people that was involved that mind they other, stay out of man business. Let men do what men do. That type of thing. Yeah.
Now it's good to be back, and again, I'm always, man. It's such an honor to be amongst you, brothers. Again, everybody hit that like and subscribe button. This is the premiere show on the internet. Always look out for these brothers. They're doing bigger and better things. And man, keeping you guys informed with the fighting, the boxing, the games, and everything else in between. So much love.
Thank you so much, sir. Good to have you, man. That was fun. I haven't laughed so long in a long time.
Oh, you know when me and David get together,
Lord, Addict, man. Where can people find you, bro?
Well, where you can't find me is
in the bushes with Larry.
How did you know what I was gonna say?
This man used the body code, baby. Let's go.
I definitely want to appreciate DreamcastGuy.
Yes, he was
Lord Jez, and I guess I don't think Kidsmoove because he's not here. But
I'm right here, sir.
Oh, there he is.
Lord, especially Lord Kratos. I want some hashtag keep Kratos out of jail in the chat.
Yes.
Definitely been a pleasure. It's been a good show. Went a little over than I originally intended. We might have to work on that in the future. Yes. But definitely appreciate everyone coming by. I'm gonna put my Twitter in the chat. I want 1,000 followers. You guys go ahead and go follow me on that.
Add to 1,000, y'all. Come on.
There you go.
Appreciate everyone.
I got 2,000. He need 1,000. Come on.
We'll definitely see you next week. We'll see you next week.
Lord Kidsmoove, man. Absolute pleasure, bro, to have you back in here. I didn't realize it was so long since you've been on here.
Yeah, you said 15 episodes.
Yo, you haven't been here since ILP 15.
It's because he worked on Sundays. He literally couldn't come in.
Yeah, now I'm free.
Yo.
Hey, Kidsmoove hadn't been here since Xbox One MPD.
Criminal. You're a criminal.
Yo, this guy is literally on fire.
Where can people find you? What you got going on, man? Tell us about Xbox,
well,
everything,
I'll be
bro.
dropping some more content a little bit later soon. I've been quiet after this whole move, but yeah, follow me on Twitter if you want instant stuff from me. But I mean, if you want the video content,
follow him on Twitter, man.
You gotta subscribe to my channel and whatnot, which I'm still trying to break 10,000 subs.
He said 10,000. He said, "Yo, shut up with 10,000. I got that 10,000. Shut up with 10,000."
And Monkey Punch, hit me up with that game.
Yeah, man. Remember, he wanted Kid Addict wants to play Dream Daddy on PlayStation 4.
No,
That's the game he wants to play. That's the one. That's the one.
If you choose it, I'll give you the what the criteria of the whatever the event is. But if you
Pick the right choice for your Patreon tier. Everybody in the chat. Remember, Boss Moon, Dream Daddy, y'all. That's what everybody wanted.
Yeah, he want Dream Daddy. He want Dream Daddy. Dream Daddy.
I mean, if I had to play it, I had to play it. But
Do the right thing, Monkey Punch. Do the right thing.
Make him play Dream Daddy.
No doubt. So that's what you got going on. Lord Soft. Where can people find you? What you got going on, bro?
First of all, shout out to Smooth, Dreamcast, and Kratos for coming through. Oh, what a panel.
And Jez, too, baby. Man, we had exclusive today. This is like all-star team today.
Thank you guys for coming to and basically talking about one subject. That's all we did today. But
I mean, that was the biggest. That's the only one everyone ever wanted to hear.
Once I got Kidsmoove doing the real tables and chairs and ladder match,
son, when he did the ladder match, he won on Building History.
I'm good when he walking down the street. His man set it off on him and take his belt.
That's crazy. That's 24 hours.
How is gonna be on site 24 hours?
He said they was walking down the street and he knew the rules and set it on him. And took his belt.
And he hits him with a chair. He's walking down the block.
I don't care, man. That was enough for me.
We need wrestling. We need wrestling games that make us feel that way again. But yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter, Lord Sob ILP, BX Sovereign on PSN, Xbox Live, and you can find me this week. Thanks a lot, L Boogie, for telling me where those Klansmen are. I will be murdering white supremacists in Red Dead. I'll be blowing them up.
No doubt, so that's what's up. Lord King out here regulating the madness of XONT.
Listen, man. Yeah, listen. Y'all can find me next week with my bed colored. That's what you can find me.
That's you got you out of pocket?
Listen. Yo, you know what the wildest thing was? When I was coming back, I said, yo, I kept it in my mind. I said, I'm gonna go to Dwayne Reed and I'll pick up that Just for Men. And I said, I'll pick it up, right? Shameless plug. Listen, need a whole year. Send it to my house for free. I'll keep plugging it every week. So I said, let me get over there and get it. I came back to the house. And I'm getting upstairs because I'm tired, man. And I say, let me get some sleep before this. I said, I know it's something I'm supposed to be doing. I know. And you called me, so you know I go to in the bathroom, put the oil on, and I said, that's it.
There you go.
You right there, man. You're looking a little bit older. I got to see you later. I said, I got to do this show. I said, so I was going to fraud y'all and do this. But I said, nah. You know what? Y'all gotta see me in the raw uncut form.
Baby. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? It's salt and pepper. Yeah, but no, I'm gonna go dye this.
Listen, don't run from the Iron Lords. You know what I'm saying?
I'm dying this. I don't care what you're saying. I'm dying.
And I got an announcement to make real quick.
Go for it.
If we get this likes up to 150 next week, I give King that picture.
Oh, you gonna give the Ben and E picture?
What are you talking about? Get what to 150?
The likes of the video.
70 people here.
We have hundreds of people watch.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, listen.
That's fair enough. So if y'all get the likes up post show. You know what I'm saying?
My God! You know what it is?
He gonna give up that picture of Ben and E.
Shout out to Bloody Knuckles.
Bloody
Shout
Knuckles.
out to Bloody Knuckles. Got to put a flame on the attic. Attic said, "No, I can't have no guy talking about. He gonna get the knees. No, he gonna get it. I'm gonna get the knees first. Before that you know, Bloody gonna give them knees.
No doubt, man. So I see we got Staldo in the building, man. Make some announcements from the stream team. What's up, bro? What we got
going on, guys? How are you?
Everything's good, bro.
Everything's good.
Rocking that red? You rocking that red?
Yeah. I
gotta rock it, man.
No doubt. What you got announcements real quick before we get out of here?
Quick announcements. So we can make this real quick for everybody. I'm going to be putting 2 links in chat right now. One is going to be for the ILP's Super Smash Brothers.
Yes,
Gleam
get that
giveaway.
Smash for free, y'all.
So here you guys go. Make sure you guys get in there. Click that link. Go ahead, sign up. I'm also going to give you guys my giveaway that I'm doing personally. So you guys want to get in that and know it's going to be for a couple of months, but it's for the Division 2.
Yes.
It's going to be for the Dark Zone edition, not the regular one, not the one above that, but the one above that. So if you like figurines, you like cool stuff, you like a lot of that extra stuff, that's in there.
I'm going to sign up.
You want to go? King is in on that.
I can't win
I think I might have to roll through.
Listen, I can't win that. It's going to be insider trading.
At the giveaway, y'all.
It is legit. I videotape everything when I do my drawing, so it is legit.
For the man, he'll do it.
And on top, and if we
slow mo, attention just went up when you said division.
I know. And if we get enough people in there subbing to my channel, I'm gonna end up upping it myself to the collector's edition, the Phoenix collector's edition.
Oh, the hell with that! I'm signing. I'm in with this. I'm in with this.
That's like almost like $190 for you.
Like I said, I'm in with this.
Oh man, sounds good. Now, just want to also make sure you guys know we have been rocking a lot of reviews, and a lot of streaming from a bunch of us. El Boogie, MJ, even once in a while we get to see Lord Addict in there. So you guys go hop in there and say, hey, what's going on? What's new? And keep an eye on our reviews. We've been putting a bunch of them up on the channel.
Facts.
So, hop in there. Just got questions. You want to keep
absolutely
going down.
Man. Absolutely. We got more stuff coming. Lord Delapo, a lot of stuff coming. We can't get into too deep, and also Lord Dizzy, we working on some things. But stay posted. Lord Snardo, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for that information. And man, like you said, hit the like, subscribe. Make sure you guys hit them likes. You know what the Addict's gonna do. We got the audio is gonna come up from Kaibatu later tonight. The Spotify, the iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, whatever your format, we got you. Also, make sure you check out the ILP channel, Flashpoint 39. We had a huge guest, me and Ebontis, Mark Turcotte from Guardian Radio, talking about that Activision's earning call, what's going on with the state of Bungie, how Bungie's not trying to hear it. It's lit. Please don't make sure you miss that one. And of course, Combat Talk King, that should be coming again soon. What's the next big one?
Well, you got Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. That is the huge one. That's our end of the year blowout.
Yes.
That one I'm going to do a little bit different format because I'm going to do a build-up throughout the week. So you're going to get multiple videos going up to the actual fight, the road up to the fight. I'm going to give you a little speculation, which I really don't like to do because I just like to give you hardcore facts and give you betting lines. But this time, I believe that this fight is going to be very significant in the landscape of boxing today. So I believe that it needs the proper drum up and it needs the support that everybody can give it. So I'm going to do a little bit different.
And please, y'all keep supporting. You already know the Royal Swag is moving out here. I see y'all with the shirts. That's what's up. And of course, the Patreon. If y'all want more opportunities, you see Starve is giving stuff away. Get in that Patreon, even if it's the lowest tier. We got higher tiers too that are fun. Make sure you guys check it out. Everybody got anything else to say, or we out of here? Enjoy
Dream
your
Daddy
Sunday.
confirmed. Lugo said yes.
Oh, Dream Daddy confirmed. Let's go.
Dream Daddy.
We will post the information soon. Everybody, enjoy your Sunday. We are out. Peace.